The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Football Friday, the New York Jets and the Ravens on Sunday. What actually matters from this game? Jets reporter Nick Faria will join us in his weekly spot. We'll cover that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show, and it starts right now.
We look forward to getting ready to compete against the Ravens and go try to win us a game. So any questions? Why are you laughing?
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go. We're presented by FanDuel. Ladies and gentlemen, join my Patreon. If you haven't, you get Discord access. You get bonus shows, your name added to the intro that we update every month, access to exclusive events, 20% off all items in the merch store. And when you sign up for the year, in addition to saving 15%, you also get 10 raffle tickets automatically applied in that week's weekly raffle. Let's say hello right now to Jets reporter for JetsXFactor.com and Nick Faria. Nick, happy Friday. Jets and the Ravens on Sunday. A game of all games, they're saying. Just kidding. But as far as this game goes, quarterback change. Tyrod Taylor will start. Justin Fields is on the bench. Let's start there because that's the biggest news this week. What was your reaction?
Well,
Really?
I think the big thing always, and I hope you guys can hear me because I am getting some reverberation here. But I think the big thing overall for the Jets in this game, they're big underdogs, 14, 15-point underdogs, whatever the spread is now. But this offense is going to have a new look to it.
You don't say. Splendid. All right, let's go to Jets reporter Chuck Wagon for his thoughts. Chuck, what do you think of Tyrod Taylor making the start instead of Justin Fields?
Much well-deserved. I'm assuming you can hear me, correct?
Oh, I hear you. Way better than I can, Nick.
No, I have a new headset, so I wanted to make sure. Just making my special dish here that I promised you and the folks. Speaking to Tyrod, yes, he absolutely deserves it. He can't be any worse than Fields. Mm-hmm. I think the offense on especially the passing game would open up, and not having 8-9 man boxes, I think that's going to free up Brees to have easily 100 yards rushing.
Tremendous analysis. Chuck, stay there. We'll come back to you, but let's see if Nick's internet will work for longer than 10 seconds. And he just dropped off. So what a start to the show, folks. First, my X gets hacked yesterday. Earlier this week, we had the internet outage with the cloud flare situation. And now this. Unbelievable. All right, load up your calls. I don't know if we're going to get Nick. I have no idea. I can't do this anymore. Good Lord. We'll go back to Chuck Wagon, though. It looks like he's cooking something good. What do we got, Chuck?
Yep. It's pit beef sandwich, and I'm also making the homemade tiger sauce.
Really?
So, yep. Oh, hold on.
Homemade tiger sauce? Chuck Wagon? Okay. Is someone playing a joke a bit on me here? What are we doing? What is happening?
Tiger sauce.
Chuck Wagon, I'm back to you right now. We lost you for a second. You showing us the tiger sauce?
Yeah, this is the tiger sauce. It's mayonnaise, apple cider vinegar, coarse kosher salt, black pepper, and horseradish. I put a little bit more horseradish because it didn't seem strong enough the first time, but it has a little good kick to it. And making sure the pan's hot. Nope.
Hey, Dana says you're the perfect mid-inning reliever. I agree. Thank God for Chuck Wagon. He's the only one on hold right now. And honestly, I'd rather watch him cook dinner than talk about the Jets as 13.5-point underdogs.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say much about the Jets when you're, 13, I think it's 13 and a half point underdogs. I mean, all you can hope for is a 1 point game. I mean, not 1 point, a one score game, make it close, make it presentable, have something for the young guys to hang their hats on for the future.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm going to try Nick one more time. All right, if this doesn't work, I'm just doing the show solo at this point. Nick Faria has called back in from his undisclosed location. Nick, are you there?
Can you guys hear me? I am very, very sorry.
I hear you. Now, the question is for how long we'll hear you. So we'll get right back into it. What do you expect from Tyrod Taylor Sunday as the starting quarterback?
So I think the big thing, obviously, is decisiveness, right? You look at Justin Fields, all the problems that he's had over the last 2 months as the starting quarterback. 4 of the last 5 games, they haven't put up 150 yards. I'm not saying Tyrod's going to light it up against this Ravens defense, but he's got to be more decisive. There are guys running open. There are guys that if you're throwing with anticipation, you can get it out there. I am looking for Tyrod to be more decisive and for this offense, because of that, to play a little bit better.
As far as what you expect the offense to look like downfield passing, are you expecting us to get a better read now? Not even just in this game, but going forward with guys like Arian Smith. You know what? I just don't think we have it in us. I don't know. He just dropped out again. Nick, appreciate the time. Not really. Your internet is worse than the Jets, and we'll talk to you next week. All right. Here's what we're going to do. I was going to play some of this anyway. So this was Aaron Glenn this morning. We'll listen in. I'll comment as we go, and then we'll get into some of your calls. And we are going to give away a Jets jersey on our Football Friday show. So if you want to win a Namath, Klecko, Curtis, Corbett, Revis, Mangold, Keyshawn, now's the time. Enter the raffle. We're not going to have a ton of shows because of the weekend and the post-game show. So this is one of your last chances to enter our weekly raffle series. But right now, let's listen in on Aaron Glenn from earlier, and then we'll get to your calls and talk about the state of the Jets.
All right, good morning. The only item on the injury report of note is Kane. He has a hamstring. We'll see how that goes today, all right, to see how it will be going towards the weekend. All right. Other than that, I think everybody else is just fine. When it comes to Baltimore, I think we've said enough about who this team is and who the players are. So we know we have a challenge ahead of us. The only thing that we're really focused on is our improvement. Last week, we went against a really good team, and we would take 4 or 5 plays in that game. We feel like that'll be a different outcome in that game. So now we get another chance to play against another team, a team that has consistently went to the playoffs, a team that we feel like is surging right now. So we get another chance to go against a really good team. So we're looking forward to going out to Baltimore. We're looking forward to competing. We're looking forward to trying to get a win, all right, in this game. And that's the only thing that we're thinking about. Guys had a really good week of practice.
There it is.
Tyrod had a really good week of practice.
There it is.
Defense had a good week of practice. So
there
again,
it is.
We're looking forward to going out there and getting us a win. Any questions?
I love it. We'll play more Glenn in a second. Kane Nwanu is the greatest player at his position in the league, and he's never healthy. The guy's hurt again. He is actually made of glass. How is this guy always hurt? It's a shame. This guy would have a career in the league for a very, very long time and make good special teams money if he could just stay on the field. I don't think the Jets could bring him back. He's just always hurt. By the way, I know the Jets had a great week of practice the week they beat the Bengals. I feel very, very confident in the Ravens winning Sunday and probably covering the line. He went out of his way now to emphasize each facet of the team having a good week of practice. How could the defense have a good week of practice and Tyrod Taylor have a good week of practice? It doesn't jive. The offense can't look really good in practice, and the defense, something's not adding up here. But anyway, I digress. Does it really matter? Half the fan base wants losses anyway. Let's listen in to Aaron Glenn a little longer, and then we're going to get your calls early because Nick Faria's internet is trash. Here we go.
Is there a team that it seems like every year there's some variation of it, right? So
Yeah.
what goes in to creating a winner like that? I imagine stability and Lamar and Joe played a huge role.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you really just really just said it, Connor. I mean, it's been a history of how this team operates. And I think I said it earlier in the week that there's a number of teams that look at the Ravens and, man, we want to emulate exactly how they go about doing business. And Ozzie actually was the architect of how they went about doing their thing. So, and it's been consistent throughout. I mean, the players they draft certain type of players. They play a certain way. And I think at some point, man, every team has a lull, all right? But then some teams go back and remember exactly who they are, all right, and start to pick it up as the season progresses. And I think this is one of those teams. I think last year they started out like that defensively. It wasn't as good, but then they start to pick it up at the end of the season. So it doesn't surprise me that they're surging right now, but we just look forward because we get to play against a team that is surging.
Does Lamar look like himself these last few weeks?
You know he does. He does, and if he doesn't look like himself, he still look pretty damn good. You know, so again, he'll be a challenge like he is with everybody else. So we have to you have to be on our P's and Q's defensively, make sure that we contain him.
As far as covering tight ends, I probably bet it's been a little inconsistent this year. So what do you guys got to do going against two really good ones in Andrews and Lively, make sure they don't go off?
Yeah, I don't know if it's been inconsistent. I think it's just defensively in general, like we've been inconsistent in with a number of things. Those are things that we've worked on this week to try to get ready to clean up. Andrews has been a damn good tight end, you know, throughout his career. We know that. And they seem like they keep a good amount of those guys. We know Likely's a guy that looks like a receiver at some points that lines up at tight end. So our guys have to really be able to challenge the deep ball. The red zone is where we got to be really, really good because that's when those two guys really show up. So, man, we have to be on it. I mean, this team can strike you in a number of different ways. The tight ends, Zay, as far as him being able to create plays, and then also Lamar. So, and then we all know Derek's is a handful himself. So we just got to make sure we on point when it comes to Sunday.
I am excited to see potentially what AZ Thomas could look like going up against AZ Thomas going up against Zay Flowers. That's one of the things you do want to see, right? This team traded Sauce Gardner. You know, Brandon Stevens is here. Brownlee's here. Who's the second cornerback next year? We think it will be AZ. Third round pick, a lot of potential. Thought he played really well against the Bengals. Then he got the concussion against Cleveland. So let's see what he looks like Sunday against the Ravens. Another good test for him.
There's been a lot of talk about how Tyrod can help jumpstart different areas of the offense, but can you learn any more about Tanner from playing a different quarterback?
You know what? You can. I think that's with any offensive coordinator because once you have, I guess you could say, new toys that you get a chance to play with, man, how do you utilize that talent? And to me, that's really how you look at coaches. I mean, can you take a talented player and see what he can do best and go out there and utilize him to what he does best? So, and Tanner knows that. You know, with any player, that's offensively and defensively, any of our coordinators, man, how do you utilize the players that you have to make those guys successful?
You said something the day after the Patriots game.
Yeah.
Like when you were talking about your frustration, you said there was a chance to show the world the improvement.
Yeah.
I know this isn't a primetime game, but the Ravens are, we just talked about, a very successful team. Do you feel like this is another chance in that regard?
Absolutely. That's what I said in the opening statement, how we had a chance to play against a good team last week. And, man, again, there was 4 or 5 plays that we all know if we wouldn't make those plays, we feel like it would be a different outcome against a team that's consistently goes to the playoffs, that's surging right now. This is another opportunity for us to go out there and see, like, hey, where are we at, you know, as a team, and how we continue to grow. And there's a number of things that's probably not talked about as much, and I talked to our players about it. Again, last 2 years we were dead last in penalties, and I think this year we're somewhere in the middle. I mean, that's a huge improvement. When you look at our run game, I don't know where it was last year, but I know this year we one of the top run teams in the league, and that's a huge improvement. So there's other things.
Yeah, now talk about your passing game, Aaron, please. The numbers are clearly inflated, too, in your running game because Fields naturally just runs more than other quarterbacks. Doesn't mean you're a great running team. You can't run the ball when you have no passing game at all. It doesn't work. You could say, Philly at least has the semblance of a passing game at times. Jalen Hurts was Super Bowl MVP because he could throw the ball.
That we have to improve on. I spoke about those things early in the week. And again, that's what we're about. I mean, the only way you can win in this league is to improve. And listen, we know we're not there yet. We know what our record is, but I'll be damned if we're going to sit back and just let that sit the way it is. We're going to continue to work and get ourselves in the right position to be winners.
This is kind of a big picture question, but
yeah,
there's kind of two ways to go about when you're evaluating and looking at quarterbacks. You can kind of build the ecosystem first and then throw the young quarterback in there, or you can get the quarterback and then build around him.
Yeah.
Do you have a preference, or a thought on how that can play out in the pros?
You know what? That's a really good question, and I think it depends on where's your team at right now. You know, and you always look at that, man. Do you have the talent or the skill on the outside, whatever, in the backfield to be able to say, listen, we're gonna get a rookie quarterback and let those guys make plays for him? Do you have a guy already? And usually if you have a guy, those guys, he can make, the skilled players look better than what they are too, so to me, it always depends, and that's a good question. It always depends on who you have, and that's why I want to answer that question, because it's tough, to really answer just straight on.
Are you able to tell when you're evaluating a quarterback that he does elevate the guys around him? Is that something you can tell, or is it almost you have to get him and be like, oh, yeah, he's doing it? No, you can. You can. I think when you go back, and that's one thing that I looked at Drake from last year. Even though it wasn't a great year, you saw glimpses of him, go out there playing with some of those young guys that he had. And, man, he was throwing those guys open, getting those guys a chance to make some plays. So you kind of knew that he had that it factor to be able to do that. So I do. I think you can tell with those guys.
As a guy from the defense.
This is the guy that, by the way, told us those same things about Justin Fields, just so people are aware. Let's call a spade a spade. Aaron Glenn said Justin Fields had never been coached right. Those are his words on the record. Darren Muji compared Fields to Darnold and Mayfield as far as going to a new environment and former first-round pick and having it click. So this is what gives me tremendous worry going into the offseason. Look, we don't have a choice. Glenn's not going anywhere. But he's ultimately the final decision maker on the quarterback. And it's such a crapshoot. And the one sample size we have is them not just thinking Justin Fields might be good, them basically saying he will be good. And look at the contract they gave him. It's an enormous contract relative to what he should have been paid. And what always bothered me, and I said this in the summer, and I know Robbie Sabo, I want to give him credit. I think he was the first to bring this up. What always bothered me about Glenn is how hypocritical he was in terms of it's competition. You got to earn the right to be on the field. But what did they do with Justin Fields? They just gave him a starting job. That wasn't competition. They named him the starter immediately, but they made Joe Tippmann sing for his supper over the summer. Joe Tippmann is far better at his job than Justin Fields has ever been at his. Remember that. Same coach. So all I can hope is that this guy learns from his mistakes, because he's been an abject disaster so far. And hopefully these 7 games, I think he's been a little better the last few games, but I hope over these final 7, we see real improvement, because I don't think he's going anywhere. But he's been a disaster overall at 2-8. And hopefully these 7 games to go, we see some real improvement.
Defensive side, when you look at Derrick Henry
in
particular, a guy who's so big and physical, does it amaze you in some ways that he could be that type of player and still be so productive so far into his career?
Well, it's a big man's game, so it doesn't surprise me that we have a big man that's able to play the way that he's playing. But I always felt like, man, you match physicality with physicality. And that's our job, to be able to make sure we go out there and do that. Because they're not going to shy away from who they are. They're not going to shy away from what they do. And he's damn sure not going to shy away from who he is as far as a runner. So we have to make sure we match that physicality.
Take a couple more.
Speaking of Derrick Henry, can Colin Saunders help you guys with run defense this week? Do you plan on giving him a package? Well, he has another day, and we have to see if he can pick the things up that we're going to do. Again, like most guys that we have that just come in, I don't want to force a guy out there and he's not ready to go if he doesn't understand everything that we're doing. But I do feel like he can help us in some capacity when he does get a chance to go out there and play for us.
I realize guys are playing through a lot right now.
Yeah.
Everybody has something, but Harrison Phillips stood out to me last week.
Yeah.
We were in the locker room on Tuesday. He had a boot on his foot.
Yeah.
So you're thinking 48 hours, this guy ain't playing football. He goes out, plays a whole game. And I saw him after the game, basically couldn't walk to his locker.
Yeah.
What did he show you? I mean, we don't know the extent of his injury.
Yeah.
What did he show you last week by going through that game?
Well, it's not that he showed me last week, because he continues to show that week in and week out, and even before he was even here. Again, I think I said something to the tune of we tried to get him in Detroit when I was there. We thought he was going to be free. But he's tough. He's physical. And you're right. Everybody at this time of the year has something. And it's about managing whatever you have and being able to get yourself ready to be able to play on Sunday. And everybody's different. You know, some guys don't need as much practice to get ready to play. All right. Some guys need to go out there and practice to get ready to play. He's the type of guy that, listen, he knows what his job is and he's going to be able to do it well. But he's a guy that wants to get out there and get some moving around on Thursday and Friday to get a chance to go out there and play on Sunday. But he's a hell of a player. I love that we have him. I do, because he's the type of guy that can teach the other guys exactly what it is to play defense lineman.
Last one here.
Mason Taylor on Thursday had 4 catches for 30 yards. And
say that one more time.
He had 4 catches for 30 yards, Mason,
Yeah.
last week. And I believe over the last 5 games, he's averaged less targets than the first 5 games that you guys have played. Just what have you seen from him, and do you have plans to get him more involved on the offense?
Absolutely. I mean, he's one of our dynamic players, so he's always in the plan of making sure we get him the ball. I mean, things happen sometimes where it doesn't get to him, but there's not a week that we go by, you know, that we don't plan on trying to get him the ball. And he's always shown that, you know, what he can do as far as a receiving tight end and as a blocker. But being one of our threats, we have to make sure we get him the ball. So you're absolutely right about that.
All right, so that's Aaron Glenn from earlier today. Again, the biggest thing to look at with this game now is, what does the passing offense look like? Can we get a clear evaluation of A.D. Mitchell, John Mechie, Arian Smith, and the last guy that Glenn was asked about there, Mason Taylor? I like Mason Taylor. I don't think we could say he's tight end 1 and like we're good. I would like to see the Jets, if there's an opportunity to, let's say it's best player available is your approach, that Colts pick, if it's a tight end or one of your 2 second-rounders, I'm open to that. Look at the NFL today. You could run a multi-tight end offense effectively in today's league. And I think, at least in my experience watching young quarterbacks, they love having the tight end to check it too. So if you have Taylor and there's another opportunity to get a good tight end to bring into that room, I'm open to it. I think Mason Taylor is a legit starter in this league. He hasn't proven that yet. It's not his fault. Why, though? So now we get 7 games of hopefully more of a sample size on who he is. But I'm open to adding another tight end to that room. Ruckard's a free agent. Clearly, I thought Jelani Woods would have some role by now. He doesn't. They had no interest in playing Stone Smart. He was amazing in training camp. He was amazing in the preseason. Then we never saw him again. So I think tight end's a sneaky need on this team, tight end 2. Now, maybe they bring back Ruckard for like a 1-year, $1 million deal. But Ruckard, to me, I'd rather him be the 3rd tight end than be tight end 2. I think we could upgrade and get a better player there. Top Cat wrote in, dude, let it go. Trust the process. I'm not going to quote, let it go, right? This is in reference to when I was discussing, AG talking about quarterback play there. I'm like, remember, this is the same guy that said all this about Justin Fields, so take it with a grain of salt. No, we don't just let it go. We judge things in real time. I'm on the air for 4 hours a day. All right. I can't just let it go. My job as a Jet content creator, talk show host, whatever, is to objectively talk about the team. This is an objective part of why the Jets are 2-8. They benched the guy they gave $30 million to guaranteed. So no, I won't just let it go and trust the process. I've been trusting the process since the 2011 season. How's that going? Trust the process. There's Jet fans that have been trusting the process since 1969. How's that going? If you don't like honesty, you're going to have to find a new show because I don't really care. I'm going to call it how it is. Like, I think Aaron Glenn, in that commentary I just did, I said I think he's improved over these last couple of weeks. I do. But it's not enough to mitigate the fact that the first 7 games, I took bets from callers on this show that they were going to go 0-17. That's how bad it looked. So we got to keep that in mind. It has been better, and I think to Glenn's credit, he did make the right choice this week, going with Tyrod instead of Fields. That was the only choice he could make, but give him credit, he made the right choice. Now let's see how they look on Sunday. Now, Justin Fields did speak today, briefly. Brian Costello tweeted this. Approached Justin Fields at his locker. He said he was going to get a massage and did not have time to talk. I asked his reaction to the move, I guess it should say. Quote, there's no reaction. That's life. Shit happens. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter that Justin Fields didn't talk to the media this week other than this weak statement here. But it does highlight the lack of leadership by Fields. Now, he's not going to be on the Jets next year, so I'm over it. But when when people called in and criticized Fields' leadership, this is an example of that. you got the money. You were the starting quarterback. You're a team captain. You got to be accountable when you're benched. The starting quarterback is required in the CBA to talk to the press every week. Tyrod fulfilled that obligation. But when Zach Wilson was benched, to Zach's credit, he spoke to the media. He stood there and answered every question. You know, like that's what you're supposed to do. That's like the leadership aspect of the position. Like you're supposed to be accountable because you're paid all that money. You get all the credit when things go well, and you get the blame when they don't. Now, do I care? No, because Justin Fields won't be on this team. But this is just an example of Justin Fields not being a good leader. And I highlighted this other tweet because I think the Jets have a leadership void on this team now. Think of the Jets captains this year, right? Kaz encapsulated it with this tweet. Fields, benched. AVT, not his fault, but he got hurt. Hasn't played all year. Garrett Wilson, not his fault. Injured, first time in his career. Quinnen, gone. Sherwood, down year. He's been benched, right? Missed the first quarter against the Bengals. McCrary Ball, injured. They don't have great leaders on this team. I think Jermaine Johnson's a great leader. He's been banged up, though. Now he's back. I think he wants to be here. He'll be a captain next year. Who are the other leaders on this team? That's a real thing to look at going into this offseason. They have all this money, right? I'd sign Alex Anzalone in free agency. I don't care if he's 31. That guy's a leader for the Lions defense. Glenn knows him. That's a guy I'd pay money to and have him be here for a couple of years and help stabilize things on defense. Who are the leaders on this team? I don't think we have enough leaders. Nick Falk, is he a leader on special teams? You need more than that. Jermaine Johnson, Garrett Wilson, I need more than those guys. Obviously, it'll help if your quarterback's your leader, but they're going to have a rookie in all likelihood starting next year. The rookie's not going to come in and be the leader immediately. That's unfair to the rookie. But I highlight this tweet here, and I highlight Fields' immaturity here because it just speaks to the lack of leadership on this team. And that's why, ultimately, this team's 2-8, beyond how poorly coached they have been. They need better leadership. I think we got it with Jermaine. I think we got it with Garrett, but we need more on that on both sides of the ball going forward. Super chat here from Andrew C. How was the Ravens practice, though? Yeah, the Jets had a great week of practice. How was the Ravens week? Andrew C. checking in. Super chat here. He's in the raffle for 2, the first to qualify today. Tiger sauce, I like it. I'm a horseradish guy. Chuck Wagon, give us a little feel for the meal of champions tonight. How's the tiger sauce?
Actually, not as spicy as I thought. I probably went a little light on the horseradish. I could always put a little bit more in the second dish. So here's the final product. Pick with a pickle, the tiger sandwich, the sauce, in a little garnishment. Chef Kevin gave me that idea. So, and for dessert, a turkey cookie.
Hell yeah, ladies and
gentlemen. Gobble, gobble.
Hit it. Gobble, 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 gobble. Well done, Chuck Wagon. Well done. All right, comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Reminder for the raffle, we're giving away a signed Joe, or not signed, excuse me, but we're giving away a Joe Namath jersey. Joe Klecko, Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett, Terrell Rivas, Nick Mangold, or Keyshawn Johnson. Raffle next week features a signed Nick Mangold football, Armand Membu signed jersey, and a Wayne Corbett signed football. With that, let's get to more of your calls right now. I mentioned this guy because he was one of the listeners that I made that 0-17 bet with. He thought the Jets were going to be 0-17. Think about it. We're not that far removed from that. So we need to see a lot more from Glenn these final 7 games here. I don't need to hear from listeners in the chat. Let it go. Trust the process. No, I will not. But the hamburger, he's first today. Hello, Mr. Burger.
What's up, Jake? How you doing, man?
What's up?
Not much. Just chilling, just getting ready to go get my daughter. So, yeah, man. With Tyrod starting, I feel like the offense might put up a little bit more numbers this week. I don't know how good it's going to get, and I don't know how long Tyrod's going to last if he gets hit at all. That's to be seen, but I would expect them to perform a little better on the offense. Defensively, I think they're going to have a tough time stopping Lamar and company. I think at FanDuel this week, I'm going to be picking a few players from Baltimore. But we'll see, man. I just want to see them at least get some improvements this week. Like you said, I would agree with your statement that they've looked a little better over the last 2 weeks, not as dysfunctional, a little bit better moves made, and play calling and coaching in general. So hopefully that continues. But I couldn't agree with you more with the statement about him with our quarterback next year and being a judge of a quarterback. I mean, it's just I don't have any faith right now, and I hope that changes, man. I don't want what I really think inside of what I believe in is that he's not the coach. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope to God I'm wrong, because it's going to be rough to watch this team for the next couple of years if he's not, and if we don't start to turn things around. I just have a hard time buying it. But at least this weekend, it's a busy weekend on my end. I got some F1 racing this weekend, so that's a little bit of happiness for me. Nothing else brings happy with sports. That's the only one sport that's given me some happiness. And that's it, man. Just going to chill around, hang out, watch the Jets game on Sunday, and get ready for happy Thanksgiving, man. I'm excited for turkey, one of my favorite holidays.
Now, let me ask you this, Hamburger. It seems like you're doubling down on this Joe Namath curse. Are you concerned of Dave Briga running into you in public and just popping you, boom, one punch right to the face?
Not a chance. First of all, he ain't going to do that because he's too nice of a guy. We're not going to see each other in public. And I'm poking the bear a little bit with my statement on there. Listen, do I really believe it? No. I've been hearing about it since I was a kid. Do I want Joe Namath to die? No. Is there a slight possibility that there is that curse? To be seen. There is a bit in my brain that says possibly. Remember, it's 40-something years of 40 years of watching the Jets, and I've heard it since I was a kid. I mean, it's been out of every person's mouth when I was young, going to bars to watch the football game with my pops, to when I was bar backing in bars, to you name it. Until this day, it's the Joe Namath curse, man. Even Joe Bedingo mentions it. So it's not something new. It's not something that I made up, and it's not that crazy of a take. It's something that's been around for a long time.
I don't know. It sounds like Dave Briga is going to punch you in the face.
That's okay. He won't. First of all, I'm not going to let him punch him in my face. Nice guy, but he ain't. No chance. We're both in our elder times of our lives. I'm almost 50. He's older than me. But we have no business fighting at these ages. Things break nowadays. Only if I have to really defend myself. I'm not going after anybody. But
I don't know, Hamburger. I don't know. Good call. All right, what do we have here? Andrew C making it rain with the super chats today. He's the leading raffle enterer so far. Craziest thing, Aaron Glenn has said, we don't want to run Fields because he might get hurt. Even if you believe that, why would you say it out loud? Yeah, I mean, that to me is when I just last week went nuts in the postgame. The whole point of having Fields is that you run him. The best example of that was the Steelers game. They had the perfect mix of runs to set up the pass and vice versa. We haven't seen that since. The opening drive against New England, we saw it, and then that was it. For the Steelers game, we saw it the whole way. That was an impressive performance, and it was fool's gold. You could say the Bengals game, but that was a product of the Bengals defense more than anything. Crazy. Andrew C. again. Hopefully we have Alan Lazard suited up instead of Jelani Woods. Jelani Woods hasn't even suited up, I don't think. I think he's been inactive all the games. I thought he would have some role on this team when they claimed him. It's amazing they don't. Or he doesn't. Gator says, bad job vetting Fields before signing him. Clearly he's not a leader and lacks the qualities we need to change the culture. Agreed. I agree with that. What's scary is Glenn was such an advocate in Fields' leadership. I think there's been a clear lack thereof. We got the Bites and Breakdown segment with Arielle Nash coming up shortly. So let's do one more call before we bring her on. Oregon Jets will be next on the program. What's up, Oregon?
Hey, Jake. Hey, guys, Maniacs. How's everyone doing?
What's up, man?
Not too much. Hey, beyond the, my hatred for AG, we're actually out walking the dog right now. But I have been thinking about all our draft capital. And one thing that I want to do is I want to take one of these first-round picks and almost use it as like an investment tool where we continually flip that pick year after year and recruit an extra second and just every year turn that pick over to keep chipping away at the roster for secondary positions like guard, center, or maybe another tight end or whatever it is, but never trade the initial first and just keep flipping it to build capital. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, teams are sometimes just so aggressive with one player they want. But I think from a Jet standpoint, especially if you're going to maybe have to trade up this year, well, then you should be calculated with how you could recoup some of those assets by using the 3 ones you have in 27 to move back and gain more picks a year from now. Or say you make this deal by trading one of the 2027 first rounders. Well, then take the Colts pick and see if you can move out of it and get extra picks to recoup what you gave up. Like, I think that's a sound strategy if you want to try and build your team that way.
Yeah, I think if we do that, like essentially you could, obviously it diminishes in value as you slide back each year. But for the next, 2 or 3 years, you can pick up an extra second if you do that each year. But that was my only point. And that's pretty much it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Excellent job, Oregon Jets. Excellent job. Ladies and gentlemen, before we bring on Ariel Nash, Dave Briga has called in. And when Dave Briga calls in, we stop what we're doing and we give him the floor.
He thinks that Gary needs more shots upside his head. This cowboy hates when you don't believe in achievement. Well, they call him One Punch Briga. The moon landing was free. They call him One Punch Briga. His claim is not true. They call him One Punch Briga. Hated jokes and swiping sacks. One Punch Briga. Doesn't know they need done.
Hey, Jake, what's up?
Dave.
How are you today?
I'm great, Dave. How are you?
Good. I just want to tell you, everything's okay with me and Hamburger. I just get defensive about Joe Willie, that's all. But he's a good guy,
Yeah. I just want to make sure you two don't come to blows, though. I like both of you.
No, he's a good guy. Hey, listen, I understand, it's frustration. You want to win. We all want to win. So just when they start, this Joe Namath stuff goes. I know this curse stuff. I've heard it for years too. It's just that, some of the stuff gets a little crazy. But no, Hamburger's a good guy. We have nothing to argue about.
Would you get dinner with Hamburger? Would you have some burgers?
Oh, any day. He's a great guy. We have a couple of hamburgers, nice bacon burgers.
I love it.
Yeah. No, Hamburger's a good guy. Hey, we're all frustrated, aren't we?
We're tired of losing. It's been brutal.
Tired of losing. That's it. We're all tired of losing. What are we gonna do? I mean, we're stuck.
We're never stuck ends, in it. Dave. The pain.
What's that?
The pain never ends.
I know, it's terrible, isn't it?
It's brutal.
I just what can we we just have to hang in there. How you been doing? Okay.
Yeah, we're hanging in. This week has been a little challenging because they haven't played in so long. And once we got through the quarterback change, like it's kind of depressing to be doing mock draft talk already and like debating quarterbacks and trading up. And it's a tough one.
Who are these hackers that are after you, man?
That's the other thing too. The hackers is just brutal.
They're after you. I don't know. So you're too popular now. Everybody knows you. You became very popular.
I appreciate it. I don't know. Hopefully I get my Twitter account back soon.
You're on the ESPN. You're going high up. I got to tell you something about that ESPN studio. What's the story? That place looks bleak. No pictures on the wall, just gray walls. Tell them to put some stuff. Stick a Jets poster up there. We can use some advertisement.
It's funny you mentioned that. They're brand new because we moved buildings and they haven't really decorated it, to your point. Like, it's just very generic looking.
Oh, it looks bad. It looks just dull. I mean, come on. They got Walt Disney money behind them. Get some money out there, man.
Hey, I agree with you, Dave. You're right. I like the Wegmans hat, by the way.
No, this isn't Wegmans. This is Prudential. Oh, no, this is Wagon. Okay, Wegmans. Yeah, I thought it was Prudential. My wife used to work for Prudential. I got a tons of that. I don't even know which ones I put on half the time.
You look good.
Well, I was down Philly today. I know a lot of people hate Philly, but that's where my doctor is down there. So it was a tough journey back and forth, but we left 4:00 in the morning. So back after 2 visits. You can't visit these local yokel doctors. It's not good. It's not good. Anybody that gets up there knows that today you have to really search out the system for good medical treatment, So you guys in New York got good treatment there, but when you live up in the country, it's not good. So
Andrew C says you're the best Asmaniac, Dave.
Who's that?
Andrew C.
What happened to Robert C? I should miss him and Tammy. Robert C.
Robert's still in the comments I see every once in a while, but we need a Robert C call in the worst way.
Oh, yeah. I loved him and Tammy, especially now Christmas time. They had Tammy singing. That was great.
Yep, we do need that.
I miss Tammy.
Me
But
too. Tammy, call in. We miss you and Robert.
yeah, we missed them. So I just want to say everything's fine with Hamburger and me. We're, and I hope he enjoys the F1 racing this week. Hey, we all have to have something else to look forward to, right?
That's right.
But we'll see. You know what's going to happen. They'll probably win Sunday, and you'll lose a lot of money.
Well, you know what? If the Jets are going to win as 13.5-point underdogs, I'd be glad to take one for the team because that'd be a lot of fun.
That's a big one. What are you, 750 loss if you lose?
750, yeah.
Well, that's the kind of game that they will win when something's on the line. You may be the sacrificial, Jake. You may be the sacrificial lamb.
I tried last week, Dave. I thought after that first drive, hey, maybe, but wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I just figured I'd check in. I just want to make sure Hamburger and I are on the same page. That's a lot better. We have a lot better relationship than the ex-boxer, so that'll never be healed up. Is that what his talk? No,
you don't think so?
No, he's when I hear you got to hear him on the Addy show. I mean, it's unreal.
Plants are trying to kill me, so I think I'll eat a stick of butter.
Come on, we can bring you two together.
No, I'm not participating in it. Hello, Gary. Goodbye,
Hey,
Gary.
No, come on.
Okay, goodbye. No. I'm not going to start any controversy. This is the best way we can have peace with Gary and me. It's the
Have a
best way
good day,
we can
Dave. Hope all is well. Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving with the rest of the Briga crew. Yeah,
you and your family. Happy Thanksgiving.
Appreciate that, Dave.
Okay, God bless you both.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Aw.
Is he still there or did he disconnect? I think
He might be there in spirit.
Rose, he disconnected. Yeah. Are we up on me or you bringing in olive oil or whatever? Olive
Ariel?
oil? Ariel? Isn't it Olive Oil Sports or something like that?
Well, that's the name of the YouTube account. Her name is Ariel.
Yeah.
Do you want me to come back to you after Ariel, or do you have some points you'd like to get off your chest now?
No, I'll go now. I'll go now. That's all good.
We'll bring you on after Ariel. We'll let you cool off after that Dave Briga encounter. I want to get the best out of you, Gary, and I'm worried. You seem a little tense. I don't want to deal with this right now. All right, Arielle Nash with us here. Hello, Ariel. Your thoughts on what you just witnessed? Did you think Dave Briga and Gary were going to come to blows?
I was like, did I miss a background story? I was a little bit confused. Seemed like there was some beef. I was not so sure what was going on. I was like, oh, that's unfortunate.
There's beef. It goes back to a very heated moon landing debate once upon a time.
Okay. Well, that's a bummer. Well, now I'm here to talk about crab. So there you go. That'll lighten the mood.
Well, okay. So it's the Ravens. There's a lot of food options. By the way, Olive Oil Sport is where you can find Ariel's full breakdown. She does a food breakdown related to whoever the Jets' opponent is this week. So Baltimore Ravens. So you got what? Crab cakes and football. That's what Maryland does. Did you do crab cakes for this week?
So I did. I bought this at Whole Foods. I bought premium crab meat, and then I made a crab salad out of it with Old Bay. And I have lived in Maryland. I lived in Baltimore for like 6 months. So I actually quite love the food down there. And I have some suggestions of places. If any Jets fans are going to be in Baltimore for the game, you got to hit up Verde. It's like actually one of the best pizza places I've ever had in my life. And then the Charmery. I'm a big malted fan, and they have a malty chocolate, like vanilla chip ice cream. So good. So that's what I got from Maryland.
That does sound very good.
I know. You can't eat this though, right? You can't eat
shellfish. I can't.
Yeah, I was like, two again. I'm sorry. Next week, Atlanta, there's not going to be fish, so it'll be okay.
I hope so. I hope that one day I won't have this allergy, but until then, no shellfish.
Have you had it for life?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, you're not missing that much. It's not that great. It's fine. Like fried chicken steak is better. So you're fine.
Yep, you're not wrong. Atlanta will be a good one for next week. As far as the game Sunday, Ariel, 13.5-point underdog. Are you still going to try and pick the Jets as you seemingly find a way to every week?
I have like 3 options of how this could go. So I have one where we lose 24, Ravens get 33. And then I have another option where I can see us pulling off a slight, win with 27-24. I feel like it depends on the defense, honestly. I don't think we're going to get like 10 points. I do think switching it up, I think the passing game is going to get going. Not like crazy. I don't think there's going to be this crazy difference where the team's going to look completely different. But I mean, I hope AD Mitchell, we saw the separation, just catching it. I think it's good. Tanner Angstren's press conference was really funny. He seemed really good, like really excited. So I do think we're going to get at least 24 points. I think it just matters, can we contain Lamar to the best that we can? And can we not let Derrick Henry or like Zay Flowers get like 10 explosive plays? Like they're going to get them. So like you just have to prepare for that. But can you limit it to like 1 or 2 explosive plays? So I feel like that's what it comes down to. I feel like if we win, it will be like a true upset. Like last night, I don't feel like that was that much of an upset. Like Texans have an amazing defense. So
no, they were only 5.5 point underdogs too.
Yeah, so like I saw some people the way where they were talking about that. I was like, Buffalo's not that like no. If the Jets beat the Ravens, that will be an upset. And I did predict the week when we played the Bengals. I said I'm pretty sure the Jets are going to sweep the AFC North. Besides Pittsburgh, we already lost that one. So I don't know. I can see it going either way. I'm not going to be shocked if we lose. I will be shocked if it's not a closer game than the spread is showing, though.
Some of the comments here are all about crabs, not related to the kind of crab salad that you made. So trying to filter those out. Andrew C. wrote, Old Bay is the shit. Big fan.
It is. It's literally, I put it on everything like that. Like this is like my hot sauce. Like I put this on everything. I make a lot of ground turkey, a lot of chicken. It makes everything better. On burrata cheese too. That's a good one. You can put it on vanilla ice cream too. I love Old Bay.
Let's see. Nope, can't read that one. Amanda has a comment. She can confirm that. What'd you say? It's Verda? Verde is good. Also should try Tagliata. Am I saying that right?
I have no idea what that is.
And Lock Bar, if you're in Baltimore, had the unfortunate experience of living there for a year.
Lock Bar is good. I've had that. Verde is amazing. Don't know that other restaurant. Baltimore. I lived on the outskirts of Baltimore, so I worked in like Charles Village where Verde is. I worked there for a little bit, but I lived in Towson. I think it's fine. I mean, Maryland. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't choose to live there again, I don't think, but I could have a nice life in Maryland. I don't think it's a bad place to be.
Any Jet fan going, by the way, Gotham City Crew as a tailgate. I want to spread word for those who are going. Jet fans looking for a tailgate, looking to Gotham City Crew. I was texting with Claudio earlier. He's getting the tailgate ready. So you're going, be prepared.
There you go. So what do you think? You definitely think we're going to lose this game?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I really do try to be like the most positive I can be, but like, I don't know, this is a pretty tough matchup. This isn't the best, but do you think it's going to be a blowout?
I actually think they could cover, but I also see the path where they just get destroyed. So I am unsure on this one.
I think it's like going to be like all the other games. Like sometimes where you look, it's like, I think it's going to be mostly on the defense. Cause I just can't, I'm going to be really disappointed or bummed if we can't get something going on offense, but I hope it's not one of those games like in the beginning where you just see the defense like they don't have it, and then you're just like, oh, this is what's gonna happen. Like I don't need like Derrick Henry like running like 98-yard like touchdowns like all the time. And I feel like there's a path where I'm a little scared of that. But I just don't see it. I don't see us doing that. We have been improving. We have to admit this. Is obviously it's not. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not trying to be delusional at this point. We're not like the best, but I don't think we're as bad as people say. Like when they talk to me and they just hear Jets, I'm like, all right, like watch some of the games. We're not doing like what we were in the beginning of the year. So I'm happy with that.
The bar is so low for you. They were historically bad at the beginning of the year. Now they're just bad. They went from like a historically bad team, which they still are defensively with the lack of turnovers, but now they're just bad. They're just like a normal bad team.
I mean, I think it was 11 when they were in the last AFC championship game. So it's been like this has been kind of what it's been.
What's the cat's name?
Is there a cat? I mean, that's Leo and Roger. These are my aunts. I was gonna say Brick. That's my cat's name at home, and I was like, oh, I'm not in New York right now.
You named your cat after Brick Johnson?
No, I have Brick. I'm pretty sure before I named Brick. Do you know the show The Middle?
No.
Fantastic show. Everybody should watch it. It is like just like about like this family in Indiana. It was on the before Modern Family. That was like my night on Wednesdays, and one of the kids' names is Brick, so we named him Brick.
Gary goes, is that a real background? I thought it was fake.
No, this is my aunt's home. It's
Oh,
nice, right?
Yeah, it's real and spectacular, Gary. How dare you?
Yeah, what? She makes a lovely home right here. It's fall. It's cold in Arizona.
Andrew C wants to know Old Bay on ice cream ?
Yeah, go out and get some vanilla ice cream and put Old Bay on it. It'll at the Charmery, if you're in Baltimore too, you can get it. They have like vanilla ice cream, Old Bay folded in. It's so good.
Love it. All right, Ariel, job well done. We will talk to you maybe before Thanksgiving, and we'll get your breakdown. We'll work it out, and we also got to get like your Thanksgiving like top food that you put on your plate. So we'll do that next week.
We will do that next week. I have quite a lot of stories and foods to do that with.
Ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel, Olive Oil Sport, for the full Jet Ravens recap breakdown video. Until then, Ariel, I play you out the only way I know how. Thank you very much. All right, back to your calls coming up. We gave Gary an opportunity to cool down. You know, hopefully he doesn't come out guns blazing, going right after Dave Briga. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's check in with an extraordinary human being, our guy, Gary.
Now there's a gas station over here. I'm gonna go get some pizza and see if they have any butter to put on it.
How's it going, Jake?
Hello, Gary.
The Jets are 13.5-point dogs. That's what it is.
That is the latest from FanDuel, correct?
If you're gonna bet on this game, you have to take the Jets to cover that. I mean, even if you think they get a garbage time touchdown, like that's a lot for an NFL game. 13.5. I mean, I wouldn't bet this game, period, because like I think they lose by more than that. But you couldn't bet on the Ravens, right? Like that'd be wild. Like
it's a lot of points, man. Because like it's also this is like a reputation line too. The Ravens have not been like the Ravens this year.
Yeah,
like they are hot right now, but even last week against Cleveland, they won ugly. It's not like they destroyed the Browns.
Yeah, if I was to make a bet on that, it would be for the Jets to cover, but I would not touch that game because I still think they can lose by like more than that. But I couldn't bet on that to like happen. That's so many points for an NFL game. So like two things. I'm at the point now with the Jets where I actually want losses, and I'll get into why, but I can't root for them to lose. Like if they're down by 3 and they get the ball with 2 minutes left, like I'm going to root for them to score a touchdown. Like I can't.
Yeah, I think we need to see the. I agree with that. That's a great point. I think we need to see the like if they're playing hard and they're in the game, they got a chance to drive for the win.
I'm going to root for it.
I'm not going to sit there rooting for like Justin Fields or Tyrod Taylor to get sacked at that point. No, but like if they're down early, like I might just be like, all right, just get killed, like whatever. Like I you know what I mean? Like I guess I got to see how the game looks. Like if they had lost the Browns game, for example. Really wouldn't have bothered me because it was such an ugly, grotesque game. Like the way they won against the Bengals, if that's how they could somehow win against the Ravens, I'm not going to be upset about that. But like if you win like a disgusting, gross 13-9 game, like what does that really do for me, you know?
It was a game a few years ago against Washington where people wanted them to lose and tank, and Greg kicked a field goal in the rain at like 50-something yards at the gun to win. And it's like, are you really rooting him for your own guy to miss the game-winning field goal? Like, you're not. You hope he hits it, right? Like, but I don't know. A loss might be better because I have a feeling, and maybe this is misguided, but I keep seeing it in mocks that they're taking Mendoza via trade or via wherever they pick. Like if he falls to 2, they'll take like whatever. Like I just from what I'm seeing, and they could all be wrong. The Jets are taking Mendoza. The last thing I want is for them to trade a future first to trade up for Mendoza to get a quarterback who I think is completely mid. So, like, if you waste a first, I don't want to say waste. If you use a first overall pick or a second overall pick on Mendoza, all right, and he turns out to be like Trevor Lawrence status, it's like, all right, it's not the end of the world. If you then trade future draft capital to draft a guy that's in the middle of the quarterback, it's like, this is damning. Like, that's not good. So I want them to finish with as bad a record as possible so they don't trade up for Mendoza, if that makes sense.
It's definitely easier if you don't have to trade up any assets. I think the problem is I just don't think they're going to be worse than some of the teams that are in front of them. Like, I think the Saints are going to lose to the Jets when they play each other. I think that the Titans are going to finish with the number 1 pick. As long as Tennessee's at number 1, there's the avenue to get the number 1 pick from them, because I think they're still going to stick with Cam Ward, and they're going to want to move back and take, the best deal for as many picks as they could load up on.
Which is going to come from the Jets. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Jets have the most picks to trade, and that's what I'm looking at too. Like, Tennessee is going to trade that pick to the Jets, which is why, like, if they finish with number 2, first up, the Vegas plays the Browns this weekend, right? So someone's got to win.
Yes.
Someone's got to win that game. You would think it'll probably end in a tie.
Who should we be rooting for?
That's my question. Who are we rooting for?
I'd have to look at the remaining schedules to see how many opportunities there would be for each of these teams to win games down the stretch.
So someone's going to win that game. Then, like, if the Jets lose to the Saints,
I think we root for the Browns, because the Browns have the easier or have the worst strength of schedule, so they would pick in front of the Jets if they have the same record.
All right, so we're rooting for Cleveland, you said, right? The Browns?
Yep, I think we root for the Browns.
Rooting for the Browns. So 2 other things I wanted to touch on. First, shout out to Sean. Sean, I never called you a midwit. Jake made that up to start a fight. I did not call you a midwit. I know you got a little emotional yesterday. Never called you a midwit. Never happened.
Did you imply it, though?
I didn't. So saying something is a matter of fact. Either I said it or I didn't. What you think I implied is some stuff you made up in your own head. I did not say it. If you think I implied it, that's probably on you.
What if everyone else in the chat thought the same thing, though?
I can't concern myself with what other people think. I can only concern myself with what I actually say and do. And I never called him a midwit. The other thing is, like, if Glenn, and I agree with you, there's a 100% chance that Glenn's going to be back next year, I feel, right? Like, he's going to be back. And then, like, why are we taking a quarterback then? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Caleb Williams is what he is, but you feel a lot better with Caleb, with Ben Johnson, than you did with Eberflus, right? Like, all right, if Caleb's mid, I'd rather him be with Ben Johnson than Eberflus. That's how I feel about Mendoza. Like, if we're gonna draft Mendoza, which I think that we are, wouldn't you rather get, like, wouldn't you feel a lot better developing Mendoza if we had Kingsbury or Gruden than Aaron?
Right,
Glenn?
but how are we gonna get either of those coaches?
Well, because neither of them are head coaches right now. You don't think if I said to Gruden or Kingsbury,
but they're not going to fire Glenn. So what's the point of the conversation?
Yeah, I know, but that's frustrating because you're going to fire him a year from now. When you go 4, I'm not trying to be that guy, but when you go 4-13 again next year, you're going to fire him.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. But that's why I also think Glenn for job security should get the quarterback this year, because then he probably gets 2027 do or die. Hey, you got to win, but you got the quarterback in year 2. Whereas if they go bridge QB for another year and they win 4 or 5 games, that would be 9 or 10 wins, let's say, over their first 2 years. I don't care how many first round picks they have in 27. They're not necessarily guaranteed the opportunity to use those picks if you have 10 wins through 2 years.
But if you get a middling quarterback, right? Like, the Bears can make the playoffs. They're 7-3, I think. Like, they're probably going to make the playoffs. And you feel like you can manage that. You can be okay with Johnson. With Eberflus, there's no chance you're making the playoffs with Eberflus and Caleb Williams. Like, and that's how I feel about Glenn and Mendoza. Like, there's no chance you're going to be mediocre. There's no chance you're going 10-7 with that combination.
Well, unless Engstrand's really good. I mean, that's why I would like to see some improvement here these next 7 weeks. What if they have like this innovative passing attack where you could see, yeah, they don't have the quarterback, but I mean, if you watch the All-22 like we do every week with Blow It, and I see some other stuff on X, there's guys getting open. Guys are schemed open. We showed the video of AD Mitchell running routes. He's being schemed open. Like, guys are there, and you don't have the quarterback that could get the ball downfield. You actually have an O-line. You have a number 1 receiver. You have a good running game. You have a legit tight end, I think, in Taylor, who should get better. Like, you know, I get your point. Believe me, I'm no believer in Aaron Glenn right now. I got to see a lot more, but I don't think he's getting fired. So as a fan, I'm just rooting for them to be good at their jobs and learn from their mistakes and hopefully be able to be good, because we all want to win.
I'm with you. And I hope if they take Mendoza, I hope he turns out to be a great quarterback. I hope he turns out to be Joe Burrow, whatever. I don't see that happening. I don't see anything special about him at all. I think you're going to draft him and get Kirk Cousins. And it's like, Okay, like if we hit everywhere else, we can compete, but we need to hit everywhere else.
Yeah, but so what would be your plan then if not Mendoza, Ty Simpson? Then, like, do you like one of these other quarterbacks better? Like,
I like Simpson better, but marginally better. Like,
did you like Jackson Dart a year ago? Like, it's a crapshoot, man. There's no perfect prospect.
I don't. I want to say next year's draft class. You're going to say, but you said that last year, and
right?
You'd be right.
And we all say it every year. It's too risky. You got to just take the best that's there. And I think one of these guys will emerge as the guy that you could win with. I think Mendoza's really smart. He's deadly accurate. He's got the size you look for. I think if you have a good O-line, you could win with him. I do. I see a guy that's really accurate that can make every NFL throw you need to make. What
I would do, and you guys aren't going to like this, and it's probably not going to work, but it's only a third-round pick, is just take Drew Aller in the third round. He has the most upside. If he sucks, he sucks. Who cares? It's a third-round pick. We'll get our quarterback next year. But I think Drew Aller has enough upside where it's worth rolling the dice with a third-round pick over him and saying, here's your shot. Like,
well, they could do that anyway. I think they should take two quarterbacks this year. Why not?
Well, you wouldn't take one in the third also. You would probably wait till
Well, they don't have a third, so the earliest I would do would be the fourth.
If you could get Aller in the fourth, just do it. Like, just do it. Like, he's got so much upside. Just take Aller in the fourth. Also, it's Mad Max on the line? Because I wanted to. It's Friday, so he's going to try to flirt with some ladies. Is he on the line?
He's not currently on the line. He did call in earlier though, and I asked him about his upcoming weekend, and he was very shady about it.
He's okay. I wanted to see what he was.
Now, Gator says you pull your own hair during sex.
I gotta
Is this
figure
true?
out something to do. I gotta figure out. No, it's not true. That's hysterical. Gator's on point today. Gator's having a banner day today. Yeah!
Also, Gary, as a man's man, what did you make of Rob's call yesterday to Gator pleading his case to get an intro?
I like Rob. I've met him twice. I really had good conversations with him. It's like going into a boxing gym and say, well, I need a nickname. Well, now you're not going to get one ever. You know, it's like if you ask for it, you're not going to get it. That kind of is my thing. These things should just flow organically. Rob.
It's like asking Picasso to paint was my thing to him. Like, you can't just tell Gator to make an intro. Like, he's got to be inspired.
Yeah, it's got to, like I said, it's got to flow naturally. Like, it's got to, yeah. I'm asking you for, I like Rob. Rob's a good dude. And I mean, I know a lot of people throw tomatoes at him and stuff in the chat, but I've met him twice, and both times it was a good experience.
Now, let me ask you this. This one is from Joe, so he's actually the one asking you, and he says, Gary, Texas is stupid.
I highly disagree.
Now, is he calling you Gary, Texas, or he meant to say Gary, comma, Texas?
I think it's stupid. Gary, comma, Texas is stupid. I think it's.
Hey, I pushed back on this, Joe. I lived in Texas for almost 6 years. I had a great experience.
Yeah, Texas. There are 8 billion people on Earth. Only 30 million of them, 30 million of the 8 billion are blessed enough to call Texas home. So consider yourself truly blessed, and thank your lucky Lone Star every night.
Barbarossa says, let's eat grandma. Let's eat grandma. Commas matter.
Commas do matter. Punctuation matters. I'm not good with punctuation either.
Andrew C says, where is the Rob intro that JJ made? For those who missed it, the intro that JJ made, that Gator then master edited, is this.
Gator, I don't understand why I don't have an intro. Gator, I need an intro, buddy. A cool intro, please. I've been calling in, supporting Jake for over 4 years. You got Adam is too cool, Papa 73, and I don't understand why you won't create one. Women.
You have no sense of humor. That's the problem.
I don't.
When you have a sense of humor, then you can have an intro.
I'm worthy of an intro. All right, fine. I don't understand why I don't have an intro.
Oh, is that his intro now? Does he have an intro now? Is that
the intro?
That is the intro. I guess if you ask, I don't think he'll love that one, but he does have an intro now. It's pretty good, Gator. The one where he's Tony Soprano, where Tony's about to throw the money at Dr. Melfi. Here. That's pretty good. He does have a resemblance to Tony Soprano. Like, they kind of built, and they both have like a big head and shoulders. Like, they do kind of have a resemblance. If you ever met Rob in person, he's a big guy.
He is.
Rob's a big dude.
And he's a great man. I'm a big fan of Rob.
I'm a fan too. I know a lot of people in the chat, throw tomatoes and stuff, but if you meet him, he's a good guy.
Now, Black Gypsy says that you bob and weave when you talk.
Maybe I have a little bit of shakes and stuff. Maybe. You just always got to keep your head off center line. Don't sit your head still. Give him a stationary target.
Barbarossa says Rob gave me a big hug when we beat the Bengals.
There you go. Rob's a good guy. I mean, I get why the chat has their issues with him, but I'm gonna vouch for him. Rob's a good guy.
Beastbreaker says eat some chicken nuggets, Gary. You'll love it.
Chicken nuggets, like fried chicken? No. Like if they're grilled chicken, I might eat them, but I'm not gonna eat.
Let me ask the man himself. Beast. Ooh.
Right, hey, fresh chicken nuggets with a little barbecue sauce, baby. Little. And tomorrow we're cooking. You know what tomorrow is? It's AEW time, baby. And since I'm going to be doing chicken, we're going to crank this up. Man sauce. But remember, folks, don't put too much on this on because you'll have a roasted asshole by the end of the night and going, ah! Yeah, just remember, don't put too much on. Just only put a dab on. This stuff is cutting edge, and it will kick your ass.
Now, Beast, that shirt that you have there, it looks like it got stained pretty good.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. Hey, if you want to be tough, be tough. You ain't got it?
Okay.
Back of the line. Yo, it's like what Richie once said. Hey, if you want to pay up the principal, better start paying up the principal. But until then, get back on the phone. And like someone once said, and like a pimp says to his hoes, keep it coming. Good old quote from Richie from
like a pimp says to his host, keep it coming. I guess that makes sense, right? Is that what a pimp typically says to his host?
Not experienced in that department.
I would imagine he would say something like that.
What was his line about roasted asshole? I enjoyed that one.
I can't. I don't know. It's just it's the worst case of scatterbrain I'd ever seen in my life. It's like you can't ever stay on point with them. Like, could you imagine like how you're his teacher? He's in like high school or whatever, and you're trying to teach a lesson, and he raises his hand to ask a question. That's it. The whole lesson is shot for the day. Like, what are you talking about? Like, where is this gone? Shout out to whoever was his.
Oh, hold on, Gary. There you go.
Shout out to whoever was his high school teacher. I don't know how you did that. Like, how do you have them in your class? Like that's my question. I know it's a challenge to have me in your class, but having that is just out there.
Beast.
I mean, I think it's camera. No,
Beast.
Oh.
Hey, what's up?
All right, I guess we don't have him. Gary, good call today. A lot of interesting points were made.
Appreciate it, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, he goes by many names. Gary 3D Boxing on the horn. Yeah.
It's up to you, New York, New York.
All right, more of your calls. We also have some super chats. Andrew C. asked for where the Rob intro was, so we played it for him. Taylor wanted to know when Gary's going to get a haircut. Gary said he was undecided the last time he was on Taylor, so I don't know if there's a new update there. Jay Brown, you are, in fact, in the raffle with this super chat you sent in earlier. You got 2 raffle tickets. Thank you for supporting the show. For those tuning in late, the raffle we have is for a Jets Legends jersey. You pick the player you wanted, and I'll send it to you. Keyshawn, Mangold, Revis, Corbett, Curtis, Klecko, and Namath your choices. Cashmere Black wrote in, do you think we should offer a trade for Davis Mills? No, I want them to draft their quarterback. Davis Mills is under contract for Houston. He's a good backup for them. I don't think you're going to trade a real asset for him. All right, I think we're caught up on super chats. With that, let's get back to your calls. Random Jets fan is on the line. Looks like we got a package deal with this call. Hello, Random Jets fan.
Hi.
Hello. What's up, Random Jets fan and Random Jets fan Junior?
Yes, Random Jets fan Junior here was very elated with your conversation earlier, so we had to call in.
Love it. Which conversation? The Beastbreaker stained shirt part of the show? Gary's hair?
It was
Briga?
Rumble there, wasn't it? It's Jets football in the middle of football season.
Oh yeah.
But I wanted to say I saw your spot on Locked On Yankees the other day. That was awesome. I've been watching
thank
that
you.
and you for a really long time now. And God, I can't do more draft talk, but I guess we're gonna have to, huh?
It's unfortunate. This is the earliest we've had to do it too, because like even when they were bad in 23, let's say, it's like you knew Rodgers was coming back. Like there's interest in the draft, but like quarterback really drives the discourse. And like the Jets' entire offseason's about what they're going to do at quarterback, and it's likely going to be in some capacity early in the draft. So that's what kind of feeds into it as well.
Yeah, and I'm of the opinion that we get one in both years, both drafts. It doesn't have to be in the first round. I know there was a huge debate about that, and I just have to say it doesn't have to be a first round quarterback, but I agree. If you like the guy, if you think he fits your system, pull the trigger,
100%. Look, I don't think they're just going to trade up for the sake of trading up. I do think they'll believe in one of these guys if they make that kind of move.
Yeah, that's what. And then recouping some of those picks with other picks, there's a lot that goes into it. I will say though that your conversation with Alan on the earlier show got pretty heated. However, it made me think that I can only pray for the day where I would high five Beast and Dave Briga and JJ and Alan and Gary and all of these different people whose everybody's opinions are all just a little bit different. But you know what? There might be a day where we all hug each other and we're all
whoa. Calm your freaky down.
Well, if we're going to talk that's the hope. If that's the hope, then I'm going to look as far into the future as I can. And maybe one day we're all giving each other high fives and it's over.
I hope so. Hey, by the way, I love your son's jet helmet, though. That's awesome. The 80s
Oh,
style helmet there.
It was a gift from Goofy Pop Pop. See, a young man here has to have his little Jets helmet every time the Jets play.
I love it. I love it. It looks great. Hopefully he gets to see some more wins over the course of his life. It hasn't been great so far.
And hopefully he doesn't headbutt me either. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, you guys enjoy your evening.
Have you called before, Random?
Actually, I have a few different times. One time in the middle of my work. It was just after I think we beat the Patriots on the Thursday night game. Aaron Rodgers. I grabbed one of the leads who's a huge Jets fan, and I did a Jets chant. And he was surprised and not too happy, but then very happy to find out it was on the Jake Asman show.
I love it, man. Well, I appreciate you calling in. You got to call it more. Great call. Love the passion, and your son is adorable.
Somebody wants to do a little Jets chant here. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets.
How about that? Great call. Great call. Love that. Poor kid. Hopefully you see some wins. Look at that. Look at those eyes. Just full of just joy and optimism. The Jets haven't beaten them down yet. Eli, he says Malcolm Flex, wide receiver corner. Dylan T, OC/quarterback. Beast, leader, utility knife. That's my top 3 picks for our flag football showdown. Your move, Asman. I'll tell you what, I've been thinking about this because Boomtown was nice enough to send me the original Asmaniac All-22 team that we put together here. And I'll run through it real quick as we will definitely have to update this one. But I know there are a lot of people who are certainly excited. Now, is it going to let me screen share this? I don't know if it will. I can just read everyone here. The quarterback was Bonesy. The receiver was Daniel Murphy. He doesn't even call on anymore. Wide receiver was B-Mac. Left offensive tackle, so left OT. Left tackle, Ralph from Glenhead. Left guard, Chiefs fan. Center was Gator. Right guard was Bobby Midnight. Right tackle was Big Fella. Tight end was Mike D's Nuts. Fullback was the Lane Train. Running back was Charles Gorman. The defense was Doug on the couch. Uncle VR. They were both the defensive tackles. The defensive end was Phenom. The other defensive end was Neil. Middle linebacker, King Lowski. Inside linebacker, Hawk. Outside linebacker, Johnny Boy. Corner, Dano. Half the team doesn't even call in anymore. Cornerback, V-Man. strong safety Rat Diddy, free safety Scott, kicker Snowball, punter Aurora, head coach Ricky New York, OC Craig from Australia, DC Edward Ziff. That was the original all 22. Now I don't know when that was from though. I think it was at some point in 2023 if I had to guess. So we'll have to update things. There's no doubt. Right now, though, we get back to more of your calls, where Shane from Texas is
Here we
next
go.
on the line. What's up,
Here we
Shane?
go. Hey, what's up, Jake? Just want to shout out Chuck Wagon because, I'm making my dinner here. We got
Hey.
some pizza, what I like to call rasta pasta, and some homemade chicken meatballs that I made the other night. But
That looks tremendous, Shane. Well done.
yeah, thank you. And just my little monster right here. Young guy, he was born into it, and we're still waiting for some wins,
I love it. You're going to see wins soon, I hope. All right. Until then, keep the faith.
Yeah, that's a little cruisy. And just want to say, you know what? We're still riding with them, and we want to see wins. Regardless, I don't want to see anyone tanking. And in regard to a draft pick, we got a lot of collateral when it comes to it, but not until these big games happen, like these big playoff games, for the SEC and stuff like that to really happen, to really see who's really going to come out to be the top dog.
I especially when you look at Indiana, for example, you're going to get a chance to maybe see Mendoza versus Ohio State, and then in a playoff game, how do they handle that? I think there's still so much that's going to happen. And then we know the order and the projection always changes based on the pro days and the combine and the different all-star events. Which one of these guys will go to the Senior Bowl potentially? So people's opinions are going to change a lot from now until April. It always happens.
Exactly. And that's just my main thing. A lot of people talk about Mendoza. I think he looks great now too. I would love to have him. If he works out to be that type of person who can transition from college to the NFL, would be awesome. But like you said, this is, picking a quarterback is one of the hardest things to do. And hopefully they could really pull it off and get it. But I'm still looking for wins. Last night I was at the Bills game in the Texans because I'm down in Texas. Shout out to Texas. New Yorker that relocated just like yourself, and you went back, but I don't plan to go back. But it was a great game last night to see the Bills get worked.
I enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it.
Allen was running for his life all night long, and I was beside myself just watching him just run and not be able to make a move.
That place's been a house of horrors for the Texans for years. Even when I was still living there, when they beat them in the playoff game, they had the dramatic comeback against the Bills at the 2019 playoffs. So yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson completely dominated that game. I mean, Allen got sacked 8 times last night. It was crazy.
Insane. It was one of the most wildest things I've ever seen. And seeing all the Bills fans in there, I was just like, what are you guys doing here? And I'm just to see him go down in flames last night was just like, you know what? You guys were we thought you were going to be the big dogs of our conference, but it's back to the Pats, I think. I don't know where they're losing the Bills, but definitely the Pats are the guys we got to hunt and take down.
Yeah, 100%. Look, I mean, it all starts with the quarterback, though. You can't even look at the Patriots. They turned it around. Well, they got the quarterback, and then they also paired him with the right coach. I don't know about AG yet. I think he's going to be here, so I'm rooting for him. Yeah, but we gotta get the quarterback thing figured out this offseason.
100%. And like you said, I like the way you say, you know what? Swap our pick, give another one for next year for a second round to move up and get whoever we like, whoever's looking hot, towards the end of the year of the college, and get after them. And get some more weapons and, pray for the best because we got something to really work with, even though that we're looking like, not so great right now. Let's see what happens. But like I said, I'm going to be at the Saints game when they come to town, New Orleans. So any Asmaniacs, if you're down there, Jeff fans, you hear me? I'm going to be there loud and proud with this little guy right here.
Love it. I hope you guys get to see a win together then. That's great.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for taking the call. Appreciate it. Always watching the show. Shout out to everyone who calls in and the commentary, even good, bads, and crazy comments that they say about, what their aspect is in what the Jets are going to do. But it's been great, man. Thank you. Keep up the good content.
Shane, you're the man. Appreciate you.
Don't put too much on this on because you'll have a roasted asshole by the end of the night and going,
Yeah, that's just a little example of some crazy things that are said on the show. By the way, we only have one channel membership, and are we over an hour in? We are an hour and 20 minutes in. Wow. I'm going to gift one right now. We'll get us up to 2. Remember, raffle at the end of the show. This is our last show till post-game on Sunday. Tomorrow, I'm not doing a show unless I go live from the Matt O'Leary wedding tomorrow night. if there's crazy Jet breaking news, which don't rule it out. We'll be joined by Green Bean. We'll be joined by Richie. We'll be joined by maybe Matt on a breaking news show, whatever it might be. One membership just gifted by yours truly. It went to listener K9 Cohen.
What is this? Who is this guy? Bad freaking Bunny. What is that?
Yes. Joe will be with us Monday morning. By the way, I was texting with him earlier about something. So Joe be with us in his usual spot. Yo Holmes wrote great segment by Faria today. Yeah, I mean, he made a lot of great points. We really heard a lot from him. What else we have here? Joe says that Gary looks like Keanu Reeves. I don't see it. I think you got to get your eyes checked. Andrew C. wrote in, I love Alan telling another person you don't have a sense of humor. I like it too. Ooh, dropping bombs is in the house. He just gifted a membership. Depends how you interpret the type of bomb he's dropping. Could be that. Could be that. Pete's Takes is the recipient of the membership. Dropping bombs. You were in the raffle for one. How about this? We asked for them to call in, and they made it happen. Tammy and Robert C. are next. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you, Jake?
We miss you guys. Where have you been?
We've been around. We've been around and around.
We see you in the comments, though. I know you guys have been still tuned into the show.
Yeah, we wanted to really come to that Tampa Bay game, but we just couldn't get, our stuff together and really, get it done. But then David T, he wanted us to come, and we really appreciated that he was up here saying something about that. But I see he kind of got lost off from everybody, so things like that happen though.
If you guys would have went and you would have tried to find David T, you never would have found him anyway. So he takes
no, we might have ran into him. We might have helped each other find.
He's still looking for where the tailgate
trouble
is.
finding people in the parking lot, or was that somebody else?
He couldn't find the tailgate. We don't do it. I don't know where he was. He was there apparently, but he couldn't even find where we were tailgating.
With the same thing happened in
other
MetLife,
Jets
right?
fans. He said he was able to run into other Jets fans, so that's a good thing.
I'm just happy that David T's happy.
Yeah, that's great. And thank you, Dave Briga, for missing us. We appreciate that from you, and you're special to us.
Nick Shine wants a duet, so he's not going to be that far from us.
Yeah, no,
the people want a duet, Tammy. They want you and Robert C to sing.
We will get around to it. We'll come up with a song and we'll come up with something and sing before it's over with. Yeah, we'll get around to doing that. But we've missed everybody. But we still listen in here and there. But Robert likes to sleep during the day a lot of times. So sometimes we end up missing the morning shows because
I watch them.
He likes to sleep, though.
Look, sleeping is good. I wish I could sleep more sometimes.
Yeah, that's something I don't get a lot of either. I don't rest a lot. I fight sleep a lot of times and won't sleep when I need to sleep. So...
As Maniac Jet Marine for Life says, we need a duet song for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we'll have to see what we can come up with.
Yo, Home says, can you sing You're the Meaning of My Life? You're my inspiration.
You're my inspiration. Yes, that's a Chicago song. I love Chicago.
You're the meaning in my life.
One of my favorites.
You're the inspiration. That's about all I know.
Pretty good.
Thank you.
It's a good song. It is. Really good song. It's not been one that I've sang a lot, but I've sang along with it before. It's a good song.
Well, you guys have the best voices that regularly sing on the show.
Well, thank you, and we appreciate.
I appreciate it. Yeah,
we appreciate that. I just I was singing not long ago with Daddy. We was on the telephone, and he just went to singing. And so we just went to sing, and we were singing over the telephone back and forth.
Well, Jake, the Islanders look good. That. Have you been out to USB this season?
No, I haven't. Yes. I haven't been able to go to a game yet. I'm going in a couple weeks. Actually, the hard part with the Islanders is they play at 7, and I do the show. So by the time I get off the air, it's not like when I go to a Knicks game. If they play at 7, I can make it no problem because I got to take the subway to Penn Station, then get on the train to go to UBS, and it just takes too long. I would miss the puck drop, so I haven't been able to go during the week yet.
They said they just finished the greatest road trip in the history of the team, even including the Stanley Cup teams.
6-1 road trip?
They said they've never had a road trip like that ever.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, they've been playing great. It's amazing what Schaefer's done to help him.
So
and
towards the end of the Islanders season, maybe you should do a few like Islander focus shows.
I'll definitely do more Islander talk. That's for sure.
Excited, eh?
Yeah.
Hopefully it turns out that way for the Jets.
I'll tell you, if the Jets end up with the number 1 pick, we can only hope they pick a player as good as what the Islanders picked with their number 1 pick.
Well, the games have been going pretty good. Except
They don't
for
have
that
anyone
last
in the
one.
draft like that.
That
No?
last game.
And he's 18 years old, the youngest player in the league.
What were you doing at 18 years old, Robert?
Just finishing high school.
Yeah, you weren't playing professional hockey anywhere?
No, I wish I could. Any of the sports. I mean, I'd say, hockey and football are my two favorites.
You went into the Army, didn't you, Robert?
Yeah, I was in the Army.
Thank you for your service, Robert.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you two need to call in more because we missed you. We missed your calls regularly on the show.
Yeah, we really miss calling in also. We love it. And we have a lot of fun here, and everybody is just like family here. We love it. It's a lot of fun.
You guys are the best. Call in soon, all right? Hope you guys have a great weekend.
All right, Jake,
you
thanks.
too. Thank you.
You got it. Tammy and Robert C., 2 legends.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey, all I'm going to say is the committee's got a really tough job this year for Asmaniac Madness. So if you want to be in the tournament, you better start calling and having an impact. Because it's going to be unlike anything we've ever experienced this March. Believe me. Kyle Clifton in the raffle for 2. What's on the O'Leary menu? Are you getting a steak? I actually don't know what's on the menu, Kyle, believe it or not. I'm sure when I submitted my RSVP, I picked what I wanted. If there was steak, I would have picked it. Best wedding past app is, without a doubt, scallops wrapped in bacon. Ooh, that sounds very good. All I know is there's a loaded mashed potato bar among the items at the O'Leary cocktail hour tomorrow. So I'll keep you guys posted. I'll post some funny photos and behind-the-scenes stuff in the Discord. Probably won't be able to tweet anything because I still don't have a Twitter account. Can everyone please, by the way, stop saying, hey, Jake, I think you got hacked. I know. Please just report the fake tweets about crypto and me getting a new car and whatever fakakta nonsense this account tweets. It is not me. Report this as spam. I've reached out to X. I haven't heard yet. I'm hoping I get my account back in the coming days here. But I'll live tweet from at Jake Asman Show during the Jet game Sunday because I know a lot of people check out the tweets during the game. So keep that in mind. But yeah, getting hacked sucks. Not fun. Just ask Charles Gorman. Just ask Beast. It's not what you want. And I know what those guys went through. It's no fun. You don't want to be hacked. I mean, the way Gorman got hacked too, the how dramatic it was. It was in the middle of Asmaniac Madness. It was on April Fool's Day. Some super chats. Shane, chats all day. Shane, great call before. Bino in the house. I'd like to enter you in a raffle if I win. Send the prize to One Punch Dave Briga. Hey, I love it, Bino. That's very kind of you. You are in for 2, a.k.a. Dave Briga is in for 2. Shane says Taylor Mason jersey. You want a Mason Taylor jersey. I could work on that for you. I'll see if I could get some for a raffle. I added an Armand Membu prize for Raffle 50 this week. Hopefully you saw it, Shane. We're giving away a signed Membu jersey. Macy says, Bills Texans made my day. Loved watching Allen 8 sacks. Yeah, he got crushed. Loved seeing, by the way, what's his name be the cause of it too several times. That fat bastard, what's his name? Deion Dawkins. That sloppy pig. So that was enjoyable last night. Plus, I still have a lot of friends in Houston, and they're Texans fans, and the Texans have never wronged the Jets. Jets actually have beaten them the last few times they played, so I got no issue with Houston. So I root for them, especially when they play the Bills or the Patriots or whoever. Private super chat. Thank you, Private. Is Bonesy still your +1? I heard his dress is going to drop. Bonesy couldn't make it. He'll be there in spirit, though. Macy says, Glenn still got time to be D'Amico or Peyton, who quickly changed franchise, correct? And not just one season fluke, multiple years as playoff teams. Does he still have time to be a good coach? Yeah, obviously. Do I feel great about him as a head coach at 2-8 right now and some of the mistakes he's made and some of their decision-making and rationale for it and how it's panned out? No, I can't lie to you guys. I don't. But I hope he gets better because I don't think he's getting fired. And I'm a Jet fan first, so I root for the team. But yeah, he still could turn it around. It's just, it's concerning. That's just the reality. Hey, Rick Kent gifting some memberships for the people. A 5-spot of channel memberships. Yeah.
Joining us right now is a new member of the ESPN family. He's also an
Nobody gives a shit.
Hold on. I'm having some glitches here, Rich.
Oh, that was great. That was perfect. Nobody gives a shit.
Rick Kent in for 5. Andrew C. with another super chat here. Best wedding to a bride walk ingredient. Is this English? The altar was my buddy's AI's wedding. My buddy or your buddy Al's wedding. She walked into the Jurassic Park thing. Okay, so if I'm understanding Andrew C's language here, he went to a wedding once. The altar was his buddy Al, and the bride walked into the wedding with Jurassic Park's theme song playing. I think I got that. Bino says, Jacob, open bar at the O'Leary Shindig. I think, no one's told me that specifically. I mean, most weddings these days, especially in New York, they're open bar. I mean, if it's not, you're like, what? I've actually never been to a cash bar wedding. Any wedding I've ever been at, not like I've been to a ton of weddings. I've probably been to maybe like 12 weddings, 15 weddings in that range, maybe a little less. They've all been open bars. So I've never been to a cash bar wedding yet. And hopefully tomorrow I don't start. All right, more of your calls right now. Let's say hello to the great Barbarossa, who's next. What's up, Barbarossa?
Hey, Jake. Cheers, Asmaniacs. What's going on? So just
What's
congrats
going
to
on?
Matt. Congrats to Matt O'Leary. Good special day for him. I hope you have fun, Jake. If it's not an open bar, like Jesus Christ,
I think it is.
It's got to be. It's got to be. Booze has got to
A
be.
Long
free,
Island wedding
cheers,
on a
cheers to
Saturday
that.
night. Yeah, cheers. It's got to be open.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be open bar. It's going to be open bar. That's good. That's good. So you have fun. You enjoy. Have a free drink on me. All right, I'll send you a free super chat after I get off.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got it, man. So I wanted to just talk about first getting another tight end as opposed to a wide receiver with our first or with one of those first or second round picks. That's nice, and I like that because like we haven't, like you said, and I think in the first show I was watching it when I was on my way home. Mason Taylor hasn't really been given enough. He hasn't been thrown to enough to really see exactly what he is. But it would be nice if we had another tight end, but we really need to figure out if Mason Taylor is the dumb one like Gronkowski or the murderous one like Aaron Hernandez, because we're going to need to, whoever we get after that is going to need to be the opposite. Like if we're going to follow the Patriots formula here, we can't get two really big, dumb, good guys or two murder happy guys. We got to figure out which one Mason Taylor really is. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, look, I think, in today's NFL, there's nothing wrong with having two legit tight ends. We see it a lot more. So I like Mason Taylor. I don't know if it's like, oh, well, we're set. We don't need to improve there. Like if there's a really good tight end you could add to that room, go for it. Like I think that will help a young rookie quarterback too.
Probably also help our run game, but the guys definitely got to be able to block for hopefully somebody like Breece Hall. I think for Sunday, man, I expect us to put up some more points, but I just have a feeling. Like Justin Fields is just going to wind up playing again. Like Tyrod's going to get hurt, or he's going to get tackled or something, and I just have this sinking feeling we're still going to see Justin Fields play, which would that would just be frustrating and very much like what the Jets would do. The defense is going to get slapped around again. I mean, I'd be shocked if they got a turnover. I'd be surprised if they got some pressure on Lamar. It's just I feel like it's going to be a frustrating thing from the defensive standpoint. But I also wanted to ask you, instead of obviously we're talking about the draft, but are there any players in free agency that we could potentially target as instead of drafting players? Because I know And Njoku is going to be a free agent. I think he's a restricted free agent though. But like Zach Allen, JFM, and the linebacker from the Jaguars, Devin Lloyd, we're all free agents. Maybe rather than going to the draft to get a defensive tackle, what would you say to maybe bringing on Zach Allen or bringing back JFM?
Yeah, I'm interested in both. I mentioned a name earlier. I like Alex Anzalone. If Glenn's got to get one of his guys, linebacker leader, they're so short at linebacker, 100%. And that goes back to something I've been saying on the show. People act like it's, oh, we need all these picks to build our team, and it's like, yes, ideally you use most of these picks to build your team, but part of building your team is getting a quarterback, and you have what? $100 million projected, give or take, in salary cap space going into the offseason. That's where you build your depth in your team too. Like, look at what New England just did. They built their team in free agency, and they already had a quarterback. They got the right coach. Like, that's what we're trying to now do, build around whatever quarterback that we take in the draft.
Yeah, like I just feel like we can. The draft is important, but like obviously signing someone who's already proven at a position of need is in some ways maybe better than signing someone who's or drafting a rookie, whether it's in the first round or second round. So like I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. But I really do think like we have to address free agency, and that we really have to like the linebacker position. I'm like, as Sherwood seems like a great guy, but like I'm really tired of watching him play. Like he has the most tackles on the team because his man catches the ball and then he's just the closest guy to him. Like that's where I feel like that's just where a lot of his tackles come from. And yeah, maybe he's been playing better of late, but I don't know. I'm just kind of, I don't like watching him play. Like I really just don't. Maybe he'd be better somewhere else. Like getting another linebacker like Anzalone, I think would be better than addressing that in the draft, because the linebacker we get, he's like the quarterback of the defense. We don't have like, I really don't want to watch a defense struggle again next year. I just think with free agencies and the rookies we have, like AZ Thomas, I think is going to be good. If Brandon Stevens had, some hiccups in the first few games, but he's really picked it up. So I'd rather sign a couple of good, more veteran players on defense, and maybe we can see a bigger jump on defense. And then with the offense, like everybody we draft with our first round picks and second round picks has to be helping our quarterback. Whether we use one of those picks to as a package to move up if we have to, okay, fine. I think we're going to lose to New Orleans, so I don't think we're going to have to move up very much. And I think the Giants are going to win another 2 games. I think they'll be ahead of us. So I think we might be picking like third, and I think we'll be in pretty good position to do what we need.
That would be ideal.
But the last
no
few
doubt.
things. Yeah, and we beat the Browns, so we have to hope the Browns win. Like the Browns have to win.
There's no the tiebreaker strength of schedule though, Barbarossa. It has nothing to do with the head-to-head.
Oh, really? It has nothing.
Yes.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't. Oh, wow, I didn't realize. Oh, now is that all tiebreakers even making the playoffs?
That's just for draft order. If you see on Tankathon where it says
just
SOS,
okay.
That's all that matters. And the Browns have a 485 strength of schedule. The Jets is 523, meaning if the Jets and the Browns finished with the same record, the head-to-head wouldn't matter. The Browns would pick in front of the Jets because they had a weaker schedule.
Oh, okay, I got you. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, that's interesting. You learned something new. The last thing I wanted to say is I think for the Asmaniac football team, man, we think we've got to update that roster. We had a lot of free agents go somewhere else. Chiefs fan is AWOL, man. He hasn't been. He's got to sit out the first game or two. He hasn't made a meeting in decades.
He's off
but
the
I
team.
think on
Let's
that
be
team,
real.
I think I'd be a pretty good. Yeah, he Antonio Brown somewhere in the last year. But I think I'd be a good slot receiver or a safety for that team. I'm still not a tackle, so I think that'd be my ideal position. So who was the head coach? Was it JJ or was it?
We didn't have a head coach listed on the roster there, so I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, because I know that there was a Discord poll about like who would you want to be the head coach, and the 2 that I was picking between were Kyle Clifton and JJ, and I think I was the only guy that voted for JJ. But I would say those 2 guys would be good head coaches for the team. I think JJ played football, and Kyle seems to have a very high football IQ, like Fernando Mendoza, who I mean I don't know much about college football, but just him being a smart guy and really loving football and being a nerd about it really makes me happy as a fan of a team he might potentially be on. So cheers, Jake and the Asmaniacs. I love your new truck. If you want to throw me some Bitcoin for my financial department, Jake, I would love it. Um, really appreciate that. And, you can't ask the artist to do the art. That conversation between Gator and Rob was great. But I totally get both sides, but the inspiration's got to come from the artist. So that's just where it's got to come from. But cheers, you guys. Take care. Have a happy Friday and enjoy the wedding.
You get the fuck out.
Great call by Barbarossa. Love that. Yeah, look, it's getting hacked sucks. Please report this tweet. I did not get a new car. I would love this car. I wish I had success Bitcoin mining. But as you can see, the craziest thing is, so I have at Jake Asman Show as the show account. And I tweeted it right away. Hey, I've been hacked. Please report this, whatever. Letting people know, like, don't click any link to send you. And they blocked that account from my personal account. So I can't even see the tweets. So I had to use an undisclosed Twitter account just to like keep track and let people know, hey, new tweet, report it. Brutal. The guy that's been helping me, though, has been Purple Belt Mike. Now we just wait for Twitter to do their job. PBM with a super chat here. PBM's signed Joe Namath football was sent out today. So, Mike, you should have it next week. If I win, I want to donate it to someone who has never won before, to someone's kid. It's got to be mangled, though. So Mike is in the raffle for 5, but he wants to donate it if he wins. Bang! What a gentleman. Mr. Flowers is in for 2. Mr. Flowers, got you down. Let's see. I think we are caught up on super chats. This one is from Bino. The day Cheats fan wigged out on me for telling him to find gainful employment, he disappeared. Yeah, Cheats fan is not exactly the brightest bulb at times. He did call in one time, somewhat recently, but we haven't heard from him since. So I don't know. Might be a lost cause. More calls right now. Tommy Burrow's on the line. Hello, Mr. Burrow.
Hey, how are you, Jake?
What's up, dude?
That sucks that Chiefs fan hasn't been back. I love Chiefs fan. He's always great. I feel like he's one of many job seekers on the show. I feel like there's 3 or 4 callers you can point to that seem to always be looking for gainful employment. But maybe he found it. Maybe that's why he's not calling in anymore.
Maybe that's the answer.
Maybe he's found the job and he's just too busy, which that'd be great. As for the quarterback talk, the Mendoza interview yesterday that we were talking about, anytime a college quarterback is talking about a specific play and I can only understand about 45 to 50% of what they're actually saying, I feel like that's a good sign. If I can follow along because it's simple enough, like it's probably like, I like a quarterback that knows what he's talking about and understands these schemes and seems to have an NFL brain. So Mendoza would probably be my number 1 pick. And that's to continue to go with the talk. Like, I don't necessarily think this needs to be a team that, okay, now we need to lose every game, because I don't think it's going to happen anyway, even if that's something the fan base roots for. And I don't know. I'm a guy, like, when I turn on the TV on Sunday, I want to see my football team win. I don't necessarily care about what the record is. I don't want to see them go 2-15. Would it probably be easier in the long run? Yes. But at the same time, if they're losing games, it means they lost to the Browns. It means they lost to the Saints. How are we going to feel about Aaron Glenn and the rest of this staff if they're losing to these terrible teams? So I am of the opinion of, we have so much, what is it, 100 million in cap or something like that. We have, so many first-round draft picks. Let's just, obviously the coaching staff is going to play the win, but I think as a fan base, we need to be, let's see our team win. Let's see some improvement down the stretch, that with the comfort of, we can trade up to get a guy we really want as the off-season college quarterback scouting gets underway, because this is an important pick to get right. And then another point I wanted to make, well, a couple points, but I don't know if we necessarily need a murderous tight end. It seemed like we had to have one meathead and then one murderous one. I don't necessarily think we need a murderous one on the roster.
I'll just take 2 very good players. Preferably they're not murderers. That'd be
I would say if they don't kill anyone, that would be fantastic. I would say even preferable. But going back to the Justin Fields thing, yes, it was the right decision to bench him. That's no question. I don't necessarily agree with the fact that because he told Kaz, like, shit happens, life goes on, that means he's a terrible leader. I don't think he's like a textbook, this is what a quarterback should be. But I think he's handled a lot of what he's played terrible. And I feel like after a lot of these post-game press conferences, there was instances of quarterbacks around their league being like, yeah, he was very like, I have to be better. Like the offense played terrible and I'm a part of that. So I don't necessarily think he's some guy that's running from accountability. Just because he didn't answer cause at his locker, I don't necessarily think that's a sign of him being a bad leader. I still
it's not
think
a good look, though. It's not a good look.
I agree. I agree with that.
You're a captain. You got to be accountable, because like then all the players get asked about what do you think about the court. Like you're the guy that has to stand up there, answer the question, throw your support behind Tyrod, be a professional. That's what they pay you the money for. Like that's part of being a captain and one of the leaders on the team. No, and I understand that. I do. I just also think there's like a going back to, and it also goes back to the talk about Glenn. Like, does he know the position? When you were looking at the quarterback options this offseason, right? I'm trying to remember like what the discussion was. I wanted to keep Rodgers. I know you wanted to keep Rodgers as well. But once it became clear that that was not going to happen, it started like, okay, who is out there? And I think there was kind of this consensus agreement that Justin Fields was probably the number one free agent quarterback you could go to with the options that were available. And he didn't turn out the way that this coaching staff hoped. And I think I agree with part of that was they were kind of puffing their chest to be like, yes, we think we can coach him up to be right. And they also didn't do what they said they were going to do, though, Tommy, which concerns me, right? They were going to be this ground and pound offense and utilize Fields' skill set. They didn't do any of that. They did that for one game, the Steelers game. Like, that's concerning to me because they were woefully ill-prepared for the player that they said they were going to be the ones to unlock. Like, these are their words, not mine. They're the ones who put these unreasonable expectations on the guy. Look at the contract they gave him. $30 million guaranteed, $40 million total. They're going to be paying like $60 million in quarterbacks next year that aren't on their team as far as their cap situation. It's just not good roster management.
No, I agree. But in the same sense, right? Even with that, there is still a ton of cap space. So it's not like the team is going to be like hamstrung by it. There's other things that are going to keep the team from being instantly competitive.
Right, but it's just less resources that you could put to surround your
for sure.
quarterback.
No, I agree. I'm not arguing that point. I'm sorry. I'm not actually related to Joe Burrow. I get told I look like him and was assigned this name, but yeah, like I just don't think.
I like the stocking, by the way, behind you. You got the Christmas spirit already.
You got it. It's Christmas time, right?
Where are you based at, Tommy?
I live in New Jersey, but I go to school in a school in Eastern Pennsylvania.
You go to what, Stroudsburg?
Kutztown.
Kutztown. Well, I don't know what that is.
It's in the PSAC, which is the conference that East Stroudsburg is in.
So is that near the Poconos then, or?
Sort of. It's like 50 minutes or so from there. It's near East Stroudsburg. You know where East Stroudsburg University is.
I do. I've had many fun nights in East Stroudsburg back in the day.
It's like 45 minutes or so from East Stroudsburg.
Very nice.
It's like very.
What year in school are you?
I'm a senior.
Nice.
So almost out, but yeah, Kutztown, the Golden Bears. Yep. But I think there's a reason that coaches kind of kept bringing. Well, I guess not necessarily, but there's a reason the Bears held on to Justin Fields for so long. There's a reason Mike Tomlin made the decision to bring him in. So I don't necessarily know. I get the concern that.
Well, they brought him in as a backup, though.
Well, yeah, but he ended up. I mean, he started the season for Steelers.
Right, he got benched at 4-2,
and then they made a decision to bench him. Right, but I think when you look at like Aaron Glenn and the rest of this offense, because they're going to be picking this quarterback, I think it's fair to be like, do they really know? But at the same time, we've also talked about how the quarterback position is so hard to gauge. Like very few are actually at an NFL level that you would need. So I think just because they brought in Justin Fields and they gave him $30 million guarantee, which they probably shouldn't have done in that big contract. But I think part of that is just because the market was so bad for veteran quarterbacks, and Fields' agent knew exactly what the Jets needed and gave him a number that they agreed to. But just because he missed on the one doesn't necessarily indicate that we should have no faith in him going forward. I like the steps that he's kind of taking. I liked his last few press conferences. I don't necessarily care that he's butting heads with the media. I really don't. The New York media, they can be so vulturous. We saw Robert Saleh was their friend. And I think he got a lot of grace from that. But at the same time, as nice as he was and as friendly he was to the media, he still got ripped to shreds.
Well, he didn't win, though. That's the thing. Like,
well, that's what. Yes,
that's
you don't
part of it. You don't have to be nice to them or befriend them, but like I think there's also are you creating a distraction by being combative about the injury stuff with Rich Cimini's report. Like, it's just it's far down on the list of issues with Glenn.
Sure.
Nobody cares if you win, but it's just like another fight he doesn't need the pick because like it becomes a national story. Like the 6 p.m. Sports Center last week was leading with that, and the Jets shouldn't be leading the 6 p.m. Sports Center at all the rest of the season. Like we shouldn't be a national story. No one should know about what's going on right now.
No, you're not incorrect, but at the same time, I'm starting to get Aaron Glenn more. Like, I think at first he came in, what everyone thought he was going to be. We were like, okay, he seems to be like this huge accountability guy. And then, some questionable decisions about that. I'm starting to understand what he's doing. He's trying his best to keep things on him. Like the attention, the story, like the Jets are terrible. Anytime the Jets are terrible, which seems to be most of the time, that's going to be, they're going to rip in the players. I think he's doing his best to kind of direct it at him. And that's something that's going into the locker room. Obviously, I have no proof of that actually being true. I don't have any connections there. But from an outside perspective, from my perspective, that's what it seems like he's trying to do, is just front this himself. As for the coordinators, Engstrom, I think he's going to stay. I think because Glenn was a rookie coordinator, there's no chance that he gets, or with Campbell, I think there's no chance he gets rid of him. Steve Wilkes, I could see him making a move there just because Wilkes is a veteran. He's been a head coach. He's been defensive coordinators, and the defense has not gotten a pick, an interception all year, and they've gotten one takeaway, which I don't know what the stats are. I have to imagine at this point in the season, only having one turnover is probably relatively low in NFL history. If I had to guess, but I think he'll get moved on from. But overall,
someone's going to pay the price, Tommy. I mean, that's
yeah.
But that's also falling on Glenn. He hired Wilkes, and Glenn's a defensive guy, and the defense has one total turnover the entire season. They misevaluated their personnel. It's a personnel problem too. Why is Tony Adams still on this team? That was an Aaron Glenn decision. Michael Clemens, that was an Aaron Glenn decision. Like you could say, oh, he didn't draft those guys, but he kept them and chose to retain them. Like these were active decisions. They misevaluated their own talent. Now we're asking them to evaluate talent they're going to bring in going forward. There's a lot of unknowns with this team. We just got to hope that they learn from whatever mistakes they made this year and they get better.
I agree. And I think that's part of the upside with Glenn's background. I mean, he was a scout, right? I mean, obviously there were some things we point to, like the Clemens stuff, like Tony Adams. At the end of the day, he was an NFL scout for a number of years to a point that elevated him up into the position where he is now to be the Jets head coach. So I think trust the process is something I saw from people earlier. I think it's tough to say that to Jets fans, but at the same time, you also can't apply the, however many years, the decades of being terrible to Aaron Glenn. He's only been here a year. He's trying to revamp the entire culture. I think he was a little bold at the opening press conference that kind of got fans' expectations up a little bit to where we are now.
And then the combine, and then all summer. Look, Tommy, I don't think he's going anywhere, so we have to root for his improvement. And there's been some improvement the last couple of weeks for sure. It's just, we got to see it. There's a lot of Jet fans who got to see it to believe it. I understand that. Good call, Tommy. Go out tonight and have a great time. Enjoy your senior year. Brett. It's sad we haven't had a great combo of receivers since B. Marsh and Decker. Devontae and Garrett don't count. I mean, Devontae and Garrett should absolutely count. It just wasn't long enough, if that's your point. No, that's fair. Muji needs to figure that out badly. Yeah, I mean, hopefully A.D. Mitchell and Mechie can play a role next year. But if you got to find a number 2 receiver in the draft, okay, get your guy. You got that Colts pick. You got 2 second-round picks. There's receiving talent a lot in the draft. You got to get the right guy. And that was such a problem for Douglas, Malachi McCorley, Denzel Mims, Elijah Moore. He was so bad at picking receivers. The Jets need to find a way to draft better receiving talent. Other than Garrett, they have not drafted legit wide receivers since Lavernius Coles, Jericho Cotchery. It's been forever. Mimosa in the house.
Thank you, Mimosa, for your generosity and tremendous support of the Jake Asman Show.
Home stretch of our show. Mimosa, you're the best. Congrats on all your recent raffle wins. I know your Nick Mangold jersey you told me showed up today, so that's great. You're in for 10 for a chance to win another jersey at the end of the show. Plus, Mimosa won the signed Breece Hall helmet the other day as well. All right, folks. Let me get back to my little intro tab here. You can see StreamYard is making life difficult for me, but the show must go on. And ladies and gentlemen, it goes on with this man.
Holy shit, look at that beard! He has a beard, he's the man. Papa Jet loves the Jets. He's one handsome son of a bitch. It's Papa Jet.
Hey Jake, how you doing?
What's up, Papa? Happy Friday.
Back to you. I'll make this quick. So when we get our quarterback next year, when we draft one, do you believe in a bridge, like another bridge? Like, would you like to see that quarterback sit for a year?
Do I believe in a bridge? I believe in the quarterback not being handed the starting job and starting right away. They got to actually earn the job. I don't think I'd want to play the rookie anyway, even if he might be ready. I would be hesitant to put any rookie out there immediately until we get a better idea on how they look in training camp and the preseason. I don't just think like, oh, they have the third pick in the draft. They take a guy, he's starting right away. I would try and do it differently this go around, even if I do think they have a pretty good infrastructure in place from an O-line and Garrett Wilson's standpoint for that guy.
Right. I mean, because KC did it with Mahomes, right, for a year with Alex Smith, right? But not that Alex was the bridge; he was the starter there, anyways. But now what do you? I know you're going to disagree with me here, but probably 90% of the chat too. But you don't like Kyle Murray? Like if we got him for a year?
The only way I would take Kyler Murray is if I didn't have to trade any assets for him. Like he just got cut by the Cardinals and I could sign him for like nothing. I'd be interested in maybe him starting, but I'm still taking a rookie again. Like Kyler Murray and then nobody else is not enough for me to make a move.
Right. No, if we take Murray or any quarterback, I totally agree. Quarterback next year, and I'm most likely taking one in 2027 because it's just been too long without a franchise quarterback. Let's do it. Let's finally get one or at least try. But and Jake, you said a little bit ago on this show about getting another good tight end. I totally agree with that. You have two good, really receiving tight ends, and they can block halfway decent. Those are good weapons, so I totally agree with that. And my last thing is I think Kyle Clifton about a week ago was saying if we can get a center like in the second or third round, I'm all for that too. Because if we can keep Tippmann at the guard and we get a good kick-ass center, and then even Myers is doing okay. I mean, he'd be I don't know what his contract is.
I'd bring him back too. He's making very little money right now. If I can get him at a similar deal, I want to retain as much depth as possible.
Exactly. And Myers can play guard and center too. And if the main center goes down, then you can pick between Tippmann. But I mean, the center is such an important position. You need good depth there, So, but that's all I got, Jake.
Hey, great call, Papa. Well said. I think you're spot on.
Hey, screw the tank and go Jets. You have yourself a good weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, Papa Jet. Yeah.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
It's the weekend before Thanksgiving. Let's check in with the man himself. Beast, any big plans this weekend to prepare for Turkey Day?
We got AEW full gear. We're cooking big. We're cooking some spicy chicken tenders with this. And we're going to do some spicy ribs, a fresh cut pizza. And you know we're doing it? We're doing the crispy pizza way. No slop jalops here. We ain't playing that slop jalop shit. We're going to make it fresh, and we're going to do it the way we want to make it. Gobble, 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 gobble. And remember, Ravens Jets this Sunday, girls. Let's see if we can get one. If we can.
Hey, Tommy says you got to turn a light on.
You can't see either. How about I just do my impression of Major Payne? Go, what's the matter? You can't see either.
Is this Tommy Burrow? Is that Tommy Burrow's actual last name? I love it. I just put it together.
Sorry, AEW is actually not that bad, but we're gonna see some big surprises because guess where it's coming to? Your neck of the woods.
Where's that?
Jersey. Jersey. So hey.
Hey, Beast, how come you weren't at the Garden with me on Monday? We could have watched John Cena together.
Hey, I'm sorry. Did I tell you I'm a New Japan guy? New Japan Pro Wrestling and CMLL standing for Consuela Mundial. I'm sorry, my friend. Mystico And also all my favorites from CMLL. Oh, yes. All the greats from CMLL. Why don't you watch a little Lucha Libre? You'll actually get to see a difference. Because I've been to some of them shows before. I have them in glass frames that I'm going to be raffling in the years to come for about maybe $1,000 because half the stuff you're not going to find that here. So if you want answers, you'll get them up front. Now, are we ready for that? Are we ready for the wheel?
No, not ready yet. I'm just going through some super chats here. Andrew C. wrote in, Lavernius Coles, newest member of the Jacksonville, Florida Sheriff's Department at age 47. I saw that. Congrats to Lavernius. Becoming
Hey, I've heard that guy's a legend, Lavernius Coles. That guy was a great player. You know, he knew
Outstanding
how to
player.
catch, knew how to run. He had everything he needed. You can't miss that beat. He doesn't even miss the beat.
Hey, do you know how to catch? Do you know how to run, Beast? Take us into the weekend in style here. What do we got?
Well, let's see. We're going to be making spicy chicken tenders. We're going to be doing spicy ribs, fresh cut pizza, and I'm going to do a little cleaning up for the holiday season because we're supposed to be getting. Don't be surprised if the snow's coming in very early this year. So, to everybody, you better get your snow blowers, your shovels, and you better get your thermals ready because we're going to be in for a long winter. So hold on tight. Get that barbecue. Get everything you need, including s'mores, some hot tea, some hot cocoa, and lots and lots of Knicks basketball, baby. 3. And what happened to Jalen Brunson? What happened?
He's back. He played.
Oh, he's back. Good.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna see a lot more of some good old fashioned ass kicking from our boys in New York.
Yeah. Thank you, Beast. That was terrific. All right. There's a guy on the line. Private. I think his camera's on. It's just very dark, it appears, where he's calling from. Let's see if we'll get him in here at the buzzer before the raffle. What's up, Private?
What's going on, Jake? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Got you loud and clear, my friend. What's going on?
Yeah, I got a question. Two questions, right? So I was listening to the show, and I was thinking, like, do we really want a pocket quarterback? Like, the way the NFL's going, do we really want to, like, I know our line's good, right? But I was thinking, like, what's your take on, like, a pocket? Like, cause what I do like about Mendoza, I like his escapability. He's like Rodgers to me. Like, he's not a runner, but, like, he knows when to run, like, and, like, breaks the defense's back because, like, I be watching Indiana, and, like, sometimes he'll run, and, like, he'll run for, like, a good 12 yards. Like, whenever he runs, like, he don't never really get, like, negative yards. So I'm like, yo, he remind me of Rodgers because Rodgers, he knows when to run. So, like, but I was thinking, I'm like, do we really want, like, a pocket quarterback nowadays? Like, you know what I'm saying? So what's your take on that?
Yeah, look, I think if you watch Mendoza, he's a better athlete than they give him credit for. I think Simpson is not a bad athlete either. They're not true, like they're not like dual threat guys, but that's okay to me. Like and for Mendoza, his comp is like Jared Goff. I've seen in some spots.
Yeah.
I think he's a more athletic Jared Goff.
I think he's like Rodgers.
Look, if he's anywhere close to Aaron Rodgers, we're in good shape or whatever. I mean, that'd be unbelievable.
A baby Rodgers.
Private, we're losing you audio-wise. Try and call back in on a computer next time or better internet wherever you're at, and we'll get you on longer. Appreciate you calling in. Yeah, I mean, look, I think if you watch Mendoza, and look, I haven't watched every game. I've watched a couple games live. I've seen some of the highlights on the All-22 that have been posted. I watched, Dylan's film review, Blew It. I think he's a better athlete than he gets credit for. I do. And he's excellent in the look at his red zone numbers too, by the way. He's had several red zone rushing touchdowns. All right, I'm counting raffle names. So last chance to get in on the Asmaniac raffle today. It's a Jets jersey of your choosing. But if you don't win, you have a chance to win a signed Corbett football, Armand Membu jersey, and a Nick Mangold signed football as the top prize in raffle 50.
You get the fuck out. Excuse me.
All right, home stretch here. Potentially one last call. It's a check-in with a man who will update us on what he's eating.
Chuck Wagon's always cooking, which it takes. Chuck Wagon's even cooking at the game. Chuck Wagon hates McDonald's, but he's headed home to cook. It's time once
once again for Chuck Wagon.
So I feel like my pit beef sandwich was more Baltimore than her crab salad, which she didn't even eat. So this is my third sandwich because they're that good, actually. The tiger sauce was not as spicy. Next time I make it, I'm going to have to put a little bit more horseradish in it, but it was still very good, nice and creamy. But this is my third sandwich.
Nice. That looks tremendous.
Onions are good.
Now, what
Onions
did your daughter
give it a
do
good
this?
crunch.
We know she wasn't thrilled with the dinner selection the other night, but tonight, how is she feeling?
She's having leftover pasta again.
Okay.
I did not expect her to have a hot roast beef sandwich. Totally fine. And that sauce, I don't think she's really had horseradish. So yeah, I'm good with having her have the leftover pasta from yesterday.
So you're good with it. Now let me bring on my my food expert, get his thoughts on everything, and we'll let him weigh in on what you're eating there.
Let me see that, please. Let's take a look here. Oh, that's very delicious. Did you slow cook that and make it? That's very delicious. A lot of cheese on there.
No cheese. No cheese on a pit beef sandwich. No cheese.
I see. Mm-hmm.
But,
So
but you know what? You don't need it with this tiger sauce. You don't need it.
All right.
Really sloppy, but it was really good. Definitely would make this again.
No barbecue sauce.
Tiger sauce. No barbecue.
What's tiger sauce?
It's mayonnaise, horseradish, apple cider vinegar, ground black pepper, and coarse kosher salt.
I call that a barn burner. Oh boy, we call that the Alto 3H bomb burner. So better lucky you have a fire extinguisher near your ass tonight. You know what I mean by that? You won't be getting up after that. After round one, you'll be going, "Owie!"
I don't know about your stomach. My stomach's gonna be fine.
Oh, I don't want to put your money where your mouth is, because remember, horseradish will take a nice burn, and it'll have a nice burning effect. And don't put too much on this on, because you'll have a roasted asshole by the end of the night and going,
What a show this has been, huh? Do you expect anything less when you talk about a 2-8 football team? As they're about to be 13.5-point underdogs on Sunday. Andrew C says, would B step on the scale with me? I'd hold his hand. Andrew C, I want to bring up what you emailed me about. So Andrew C has proposed an Asmaniac weight loss challenge for anyone who'd want to participate. So I'm going to throw it out there. I'll mention it over the next few shows. See if we have people interested. Andrew C said he would be in. He wants to lose weight. He thinks that the community holding everyone accountable for the weight loss will help him do it. So if anyone's interested in an Asmaniac weight loss challenge, let me know. And we'll see if we can organize something here. Andrew C's already volunteered. I don't know if anyone else is interested. I certainly would love to lose a couple pounds. So that's from Andrew C. Beast, what do you say? Asmaniac weight loss challenge, you in?
been there. In the words of the great Dr. Demo Brown, been there, done that. We got to go on. The future has to go on. As they all say, time marches on. For whom the bell tolls. Gobble, 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 gobble.
Okay. Chuck Wagon's called back in. Yes, Chuck?
Yeah, is it by total pounds or by percentage?
I haven't gotten that far yet. I just got the initial email from Andrew C. today about it.
I was going to say, if it's by percentage, that might be a little bit easier for, people maybe like me. For Beast, he may want like total pounds, which I don't think is as fair. So, I mean, I've lost about 15 pounds since August, so why not try to lose another 10 or so?
You look good, Chuck.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Staying away from McDonald's helps.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chuck McWagon. All right, before we get to the raffle here, some super chats. Omar, though, gifted a membership. He's in for 1. Thank you, Omar. Always appreciate your support. Robin in the house. USC quarterback Jaden Mayava to Makai Lemon. Jacoby Lane, watch tomorrow. Put me in. I've watched Lemon a few times. And I'm going to start paying more attention to Mayava because I know people are high on him. I know Will Powell likes him a lot. You're in for 2, Robin. Leany. Oh, one of the greats. The great Leany in North Carolina. She's in the Asmaniac raffle for 1. All right, before we get out of here, one final check-in with the man himself. Beast, how we feeling?
Are we ready for the wheel?
We are almost ready for the wheel. Before we do that,
I
though,
gotta warm up my
warm up the vocal cords. Yep, warm it up.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have all waited for. It is time. Are you ready? New York Jets
Hold on.
fans are
I'm not ready yet.
ready.
Not yet. I'm not ready.
To all our fans, East, West, South, North, Canada, and much more. There's only one.
East, South,
thing.
North, West, Canada.
There's only one. Don't put too much on this song because you'll have a roasted asshole by the end of the night and going, There's only one thing left to say. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to spin the Jake Asman Wheel of Champions! Gobble, 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 gobble.
I'm actually not ready yet.
And now,
Hold
are
on.
we ready for this?
Hold on. Stand by. Hold. Not ready yet. Think we need to play a short clip to get us ready there, Beast.
Play it, please.
All right.
Bullshit.
Hold on. I think we need to play another short clip to get us ready. Ladies and gentlemen, the Beast Fart Classic. Let's go back to Beast, whose camera's not on, but we know he's there. Hey, Beast.
Playtime is over. In the words of the Paulie Dangerously,
You get the fuck out.
Just kidding. I'll come back to you, Beast. What do you got?
You get the fuck out.
woo!
Are you still mad at me? I'm very confused.
If you want real good tacos, you gotta go with El Flour Tortilla. You can also do carne asada. Well, gracias, amigo. Este Taco Tuesday, las muchas gracias.
Muy,
Oh, este es puestos.
muy,
Oh, nobody gives a shit. Oh, the dangerous lines is. Oh, this means war. Oh, you want to play with fire? Oh, right here. Oh, piss off. Oh,
He's gone. All right. I'm sorry. Farts are funny. Beast is called back in. Hey, Beast.
I've already prepared the. Oh, I prepared. Oh, get in the cat. You can kiss my big ass. Woo!
All right, Beast. Now that's how it's done. Whenever you're ready. Hold on. Let's get the StreamYard working. Let it rip, Beast.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to spin the wheel of champions.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Excellent job by the Beast. You might be saying, where's the wheel? There it is. Hey, good luck to everyone. Great week of shows. You guys are the best. Ladies and gentlemen, only one can win. And how did I know Black Gypsy would try and sneak one in at the end as he always does? He's in for one more at the literal buzzer right here. Good luck to Black Gypsy and everyone who's entered. All right. You know the rules. If you win, you got to email me, asmanjake@gmail.com. Let me know the player you want, the jersey and your address, the size, and we'll get that ordered for you over the weekend. All right, here we go. One spin to decide your winner. But we're all winners here. The Jets aren't winners, but Jet fans are winners. Your winner is. Taylor D'Onofrio. Hey, what's up, Taylor? Congratulations. Well deserved. Hit the Jet chant for Taylor. Taylor D. Taylor was super supportive on the first show. He got in today with this. He goes, Gary, when are you getting a haircut? What a super chat. Love it. Again, thank you all for your tremendous support. We couldn't do it without you. I meant to acknowledge this from Jay Quest earlier. He said, Jake, I went to a wedding in Boston and the soda was cash too. It was crazy. F Boston, Jay Quest. Always and forever. All right, that does it for me. Whoa, hold on a second. I was going to end the show. Are you kidding me? Could it be? The Dream is on the line, Andrew C.
Well. What's up, Jay?
Hey, Dream.
How you doing? I'm ready to do weigh in myself in front of everybody.
Well, we haven't started the weight loss challenge yet.
Well, just put me. Should I weigh in?
Yeah, you want to weigh in right now? I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah, for everybody to see. Let me get the ball rolling.
All right. We'll get you on the scale then. Let me get you some dramatic music to make it better. All right.
Hold on, my dog. Don't you? All
right. Here we go.
Ooh, I like this music. All right, here's the scale, right?
Okay. Yep.
And I kick the flip flops off because they're at least like 5 pounds each, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So here we go. 233.
Ladies and gentlemen, 233. The Dream will start his weight loss challenge today. Dream.
Who's next?
Someone's got to volunteer, but you kicked it off, all right?
All right. That's what I called in to do. You look, the best way to do weight loss is accountability, right?
Amen.
All right. So, well, nothing that Aaron Glenn would know about, right? You know what I'm saying? Accountability, right? You know?
Dream, have a great weekend. Good luck with the weight loss challenge.
All right. Starting it off, 233. So I should be around 200, 205, 200.
Let's go.
Don't put too much on this on because you'll have a roasted asshole by the end of the night and going,
Gary being on that call is just tremendous. Anyway, all right, we're going to end the show for real this time. Thank you, guys. Post-game show Sunday. I'm doing radio with Tannenbaum Sunday morning from 8 to noon. So let's see if Mike and I scream at each other for the second straight week about the Jets. It should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. Post-game show after Jets Ravens. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you for your support, even with the Jets being dog crap. I still can do this year-round, which is amazing. And I'm truly grateful for that. All right. Talk to you guys soon. Take it away, Joe B. Go Jets.
It's up to you, New York, New York.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets.